A woman wants to live a rich life. She gets into bed with a fake rich heir. Soon she finds out she's pregnant. She feels secretly happy because the baby is like her ticket to enter high society. She pretends to be serious and shows the pregnancy test to her boyfriend. She says she doesn't want to hold him back, but inside she's overjoyed. The boyfriend is surprised and happy. He plans to take her home to meet his mother. The woman, Urra, comes from a poor family. 5 family members live in their employer's house. Urra has always cared about money and status. To impress her rich future mother-in-law, Urra secretly uses her sister's card to spend $8 million. She buys expensive clothes. She also gets pricey wild ginseng for the mother-in-law. Her sister scolds her at home that money was for family expenses. It could feed the family for 4 months. Urra doesn't care. She'll soon be rich. She says she'll pay back double later. But her rich dream crashes the next day. Urra gets excited seeing a villa. She asks if this is their home. Her boyfriend says no, they need to walk more. He tells her to keep walking. Urra doesn't think much of it. Urra follows her boyfriend down a rough path. Urra starts to doubt him. Would there really be a villa in such a remote place? She loses focus and twists her ankle. Her boyfriend takes her to a cafe to rest. Urra uses this chance to voice her doubts. Junesio's hometown. Was that really his neighborhood? Just now, her boyfriend openly tells her the truth. The villa they stayed in that night actually belonged to a friend. He grew up in a single-parent family. His mother is a hard-working cleaner. He also has 2 younger brothers to support. Urra instantly loses hope. This is no wealthy family. It's more like a bottomless pit. Urra immediately breaks up with him. Her boyfriend tries to stop her, but a truck suddenly hits him. Instead of feeling sorry for him, Urra runs away even faster. She goes to the hospital alone to abort the baby, but the doctor warns her if she does this, she may never get pregnant again. Urra hesitates losing her chance to be a mother because of some poor guy. It's just not worth it. So she changes her mind. She decides to find a wealthy father for her child instead. She then shifts her target to this mentally challenged rich guy. She plans to make this foolish heir take the blame when Taepong wakes up the next morning and sees them both naked. His 7-year-old mental age only makes him feel shy. He has no idea what happened. After Urra sends Taepong home, she tells Taepong's mom the lie she prepared. She claims Taepong insisted on leaving the taxi halfway. She says she found him completely soaked by rain because her phone died. They had to stay at a hotel overnight. Then Urra starts her next plan. She asks someone to find her a clinic that can hide pregnancy dates. Then she puts a positive pregnancy test in her laundry on purpose. Soon Urra's mom finds the pregnancy test. Her mom asks her anxiously what's going on. Urra directly tells her that she's pregnant. She lies that it's Taepong's baby. Hearing this, Urra's mom cries on the floor. She thinks Taepong has ruined her precious daughter. How can an unmarried pregnant woman face society? Urra's parents go to Taepong's house and tell his mom everything under Taepong's mom's shocked gaze. Urra looks at her seriously and says she claims she's pregnant with her son's child. She hopes Taepong's mother will approve their marriage. Urra lies that she and Taepong have liked each other since childhood. Just then Yujong hears this news. Her heart breaks, because when they were kids Taepong was still a normal boy. Back then he promised to marry Yujong someday. He even gave her a hairpin. But Urra was already a girl who cared too much about appearances. She secretly took the hairpin meant for her sister, then bragged to friends that her parents bought it from Hong Kong Disneyland. Seeing her friends' envy, Urra loved the attention. But suddenly a friend who knew the truth exposes her. The friend says her dad is just Taepong's family driver, not some rich man. The friends feel angry about Urra's lies. They surround Urra and keep insulting her until she accidentally falls into the water. Taepong spots the hairpin floating nearby, thinking it's Yujong, his promised future wife. He jumps in without hesitation, but he can't swim either. He struggles to save Urra, reaching for her in the water. But the tragedy happens just like that. Because of this incident, Taepong gets brain damage and stays at a 7-year-old's mental age. Yujong knows very well that Taepong jumped in because of her. Now Yujong plans to confess to Taepong's mom today and marry Taepong to take care of him forever. But then she hears this news. Yujong refuses to believe it's true. She needs to check the facts to feel at ease. But before she can ask, she hears the answer outside the door that Taepong innocently says he slept with Urra. But it's too embarrassing. Taepong says they both took off their clothes. Yujong is heartbroken and full of sorrow. But she accidentally learns from her brother that night Urra begged him to go pick up Taepeng. Why did Taepeng get out halfway? But what Urra told Yujong was her brother begged Urra to pick up Taepeng. Her brother finds it strange, because his older sister never liked Taepeng. Why would she offer to pick him up? Yujong is also very confused. Then Yujong hears from Taepeng that the driver forced him out of the car. This makes Yujong feel more and more that something isn't right. She must figure out the truth. So she finds Urra. She asks for the taxi driver's phone number. Urra gets angry at Yujong for doubting her. But Yujong keeps pushing for answers. Urra has no choice but to tell her. That night, after her sister falls asleep, Urra secretly calls the driver. She reminds him to stay silent about Taepeng's kidnapping. But just then Yujong appears. Yujong asks if her sister planned all this. She demands the truth. Urra mumbles a weak denial. Yujong shouts, "How could she do this? How could she do this?" Turns out it was just a bad dream from guilt. But the next day when Yujong meets the driver, she still gets no answers. Later the driver reports back to Urra. He says Yujong still suspects her. This makes Urra very nervous. She can't let her sister ruin her chance to marry into wealth. So she confronts Yujong directly. The best way to hide a lie is to reveal it. Urra admits that on the night Taepeng disappeared, it's because of me. I just wanted to go on a date with Taepeng because 12 years ago he risked everything to save me. That's why he's mentally disabled now. Now it's my turn to protect Taepeng. Appa Urra even puts on a pitiful act. She says her career is failing and people bully her. She doesn't want to work hard anymore. Taepeng, the rich heir, is now her perfect safe haven. Shamelessly, she asks her sister to bless her marriage with Taepeng. Yujong can't bear it. But she can't let her sister's unborn child grow up without a father. But Urra still won't admit to pulling Taepeng out of the taxi if she admits that Yujong would never agree so easily. Returning home, Urra finally relaxes. Now Yujong shouldn't have any reason to doubt her. What's done is done. Urra's parents finally approve of her marriage to Taepeng. But before Urra can celebrate, she hears her ex-boyfriend in the hospital might wake up soon. This terrifies her. She rushes to the hospital to check. Before marrying into wealth, Urra must make sure nothing goes wrong. Luckily, the man lying on the hospital bed only shows some reaction to outside stimuli. His condition hasn't improved further, but regaining consciousness is just a matter of time. Urra silently begs her ex-boyfriend, "Please never open your eyes again." But Urra doesn't really believe her begging will work. She can't delay marrying into the rich family for too long. She worries something might go wrong. So she immediately tells both sets of parents that she wants the wedding next week. Everyone thinks it's too fast and rushed. But when Urra insists on having the wedding quickly, they agree. Then she drags her rich mother-in-law to buy the most expensive wedding dress. She picks the heaviest ring. She just keeps buying things. Soon, Urra and Taepeng's wedding happens as planned. Facing her family's blessings, Urra in her wedding dress smiles victoriously. Meanwhile, her sister Yujong feels heartbroken because her childhood friend Taepeng is marrying her sister. This causes her great emotional pain. She's been coughing a lot recently from the stress. On her way to the bathroom, she suddenly faints. Taepeng happens to see this. Not knowing what to do, he carries Yujong and runs away. The next moment Urra is shocked to find both her sister and Taepeng missing. This makes her panic. She can't afford any mistakes at this crucial moment. But everyone searches the entire hotel. They can't find them. Meanwhile, Taepeng takes Yujong to the hospital. As you can guess, with the groom gone the wedding can't continue. Urra's face looks like she ate something disgusting. She's furious. Her perfect plan is ruined by her sister. Her anger burns like a volcano about to erupt. When Yujong returns with Taepeng, Urra's anger finally explodes. She slaps her sister hard. Then she realizes she's being rude in front of her rich mother-in-law. So she pretends to faint from the shock of everything. This successfully saves her from embarrassment. She even gets sympathy from the family. But Yujong suffers. Her mother scolds her harshly for ruining her sister's wedding. Yujong holds back tears full of sadness she can't express. Urra learns the next available wedding date is 2 months later. She can't wait that long. If her ex-boyfriend wakes up before then everything will be ruined. She quickly tells her parents. She says they can cancel the wedding. She claims she doesn't care about formalities. They can just register their marriage directly. But Taepeng suddenly speaks up. He says he doesn't want to marry Urra. This leaves everyone completely confused. Urra's mom directly scolds Taepeng. She calls him an irresponsible man. But Urra thinks to herself, Her sister Yujong turned Taepong against her angry. She confronts her sister. Yujong tells her sister she would never say such things to Taepong. Just then they hear Taepong has disappeared again. Yujong quickly finds him, knowing him well. Though Taepong has a 7-year-old's mind, he knows what he likes and what he doesn't. His heart has always belonged to Yujong. Only with Yujong does he feel truly happy. Yujong feels the same way, but she has no choice but to threaten him if he doesn't marry Urra, she'll disappear from his life forever. Taepong can't bear to lose her. When Taepong gets home, he follows Yujong's words. He obediently agrees to marry Urra. Urra finally feels relieved. She says, "I love you," right in front of Taepong. But behind his back, she shows a smug face of success. Now that she's the daughter-in-law of a rich family, Urra must get revenge for past humiliations. From her friend's social media, she learns the schedule of those who bullied her. She takes her rich mother-in-law and goes straight there pretending it's just a casual drive with her mother-in-law. This makes the mother-in-law like Urra even more. Urra finds her chance and corners her target in the restroom. This rich girl once used her family's power to steal Urra's dream job. Now this rich girl doesn't know Urra's new status. She immediately starts mocking poor Urra for working there. Urra stays calm. She has all the confidence. Now, when the rich girl's mom enters, Urra remembers how this woman slapped her in an elevator before. Without hesitation, she slaps the rich girl. Getting revenge with powerful backing feels amazing. Urra enjoys this feeling. But the rich girl's mom fights back. She immediately slaps Urra too. Urra's mother-in-law sees her daughter-in-law getting slapped. She angrily asks Nayoung and her mother who they think they are. How dare they hit her pregnant daughter-in-law? Meanwhile, Urra smirks with a sly, victorious grin. She clearly wanted her mother-in-law to see her being hit. Back at home, Urra exaggerates the story of her past suffering. She once worked hard for her dreams. But Nayoung not only stole her future, but Nayoung's mother also humiliated her. Poor Urra had no choice but to endure it. This makes her mother-in-law feel deep sympathy for her. Now Urra's next move is the real revenge against Nayoung and her mother. Turns out Urra's mother-in-law's company is a major client of Nayoung's uncle's business. Urra deliberately let her mother-in-law see her being hit so she could target Nayoung's uncle's company. She convinces her mother-in-law to cancel a huge order from Nayoung's uncle's company. This hits Nayoung and her mother where it hurts the most. The next day, Nayoung's mother apologizes to Urra, smiling like a desperate fool. But Nayoung still refuses to accept reality. She thinks Urra is just a lucky upstart not worth lowering herself to please. But reality is harsh. If they don't please Urra today, they might end up homeless. But Urra won't accept empty apologies. She tells them, as the saying goes, life is unpredictable, so bad deeds bring bad results. How you treated me before, do the same to your daughter now. No one expected Urra to say such things. Who knows when her own bad karma will come? Seems like evil. People need evil to fix them. For her brother's company. Nayoung's mom has no choice but to hurt her daughter. But every daughter is a mother's treasure. How could she bear to do it? So she drops her pride, instead kneeling to beg Urra for mercy. Seeing enough, Urra throws their past insults right back at them. Just like you told me, people must pick the right side. Nayoung, don't blame me. Blame your useless mom if you must, and your useless uncle. Finally, the mother and daughter face reality. They bow and nod nervously as they send Urra away in the car. Urra waves her arms excitedly. This is the superior feeling she wanted. Otherwise, she wouldn't have fought so hard to marry into wealth. But as Urra said, bad deeds bring bad results. Her punishment as a villain comes quickly. At home, she suddenly receives a letter inside. It is a photo of her with her ex-boyfriend Junesio. Urra rushes to see her unconscious ex-boyfriend Junesio. But Junesio's condition hasn't improved. He couldn't have sent the photo. She thinks of someone else and leaves in a hurry. Little does she know someone is following her. A man with a swaying walk dances happily to himself. But just then Urra angrily finds the taxi driver who helped her kidnap Taepong. Before she thinks he's blackmailing her for more money, the taxi driver angrily tells her he may do shady work, but he has morals. He would never blackmail a client. He's an honest bad guy. Urra can't find who's ruining her rich life dream. Frustrated, she stomps her feet in panic. Urra racks her brain, but can't figure out who did it. So Urra frantically decides to get the marriage certificate with Taepong first. This way she officially joins the rich family. Even if her past is exposed, she won't end up with nothing. But just as Urra waits to register, a text from a mysterious person sends Urra into panic again. It warns Urra, if you dare to register, the moment you do, I'll tell your mother-in-law everything. In the end, Urra doesn't take the risk. She knows that person is watching her from somewhere. She pretends to have a stomachache and postpones the registration. Back home, Urra gets a call from the mysterious person. They know Urra's baby isn't Taepung's, and all about her schemes. But Urra still lies, insisting the baby is Taepung's. The mysterious person doesn't argue. They tell her to go to a specific hospital for a prenatal check. If she refuses, they'll expose everything. Urra has no choice but to go at the hospital. Urra is nervous and sweating with fear. If they check, the test will expose all her lies. She panics in the bathroom like an ant on a hot pan. Then she suddenly gets an idea. Just as Urra's turn for the checkup comes, the fire alarm suddenly goes off. Turns out Urra lit a trash can in the bathroom on fire. This triggers the fire alarm system. Her mother-in-law quickly takes her and flees the hospital. Urra narrowly avoids disaster again. The mysterious man is amazed by Urra's trick to avoid the test. He admires her cleverness. He says only someone like her could think of this. Urra also has an honest investigator. Look into Junesio's family. The investigator finds no trace of Junesio's brother. So the investigator shows Urra a family photo of Junesio. When she sees the person in the photo, her face fills with shock and disbelief. The mysterious man she's been searching for is actually her own driver. Urra is confused. No one knew about her past relationship with Junesio. How does his brother know about it? And how does he know she's pregnant with Junesio's child? When Urra got pregnant, Junesio was overjoyed. He shared the exciting news with his younger brother. His brother was happy for his beloved older brother. But when Junesio brought Urra home to meet his parents, Urra, who thought Junesio was rich, she finds out he's just a poor man. She immediately leaves Junesio, taking their unborn child with her. Junesio gets into a car accident while trying to stop her. That same day, his brother and mother were excited for Urra's visit, but a phone call makes the brother meet Junesio at the hospital. When the brother hears Urra's cruel goodbye to Junesio and her plan to find a rich father for the baby, he gets extremely angry. He tries everything to become Taepung's driver and get close to Urra. He wants justice for his brother. Even after learning the truth, Urra still denies the baby is Junesio's. She lies and says Junesio's child died long ago. Driver Kim would believe pigs can fly. Before trusting Urra's words, he says they can do a DNA test after the baby is born. Urra feels scared and bitter inside, but she won't just wait for trouble. She decides to fake the DNA test results while Driver Kim is out. Urra searches his room for the hospital name, but Driver Kim suddenly comes back. Urra quickly hides in the closet, but just then Mr. Kim is on the phone with the hospital doing the test. Urra finally learns which hospital it is. After Mr. Kim leaves, Urra feels lucky. She got the info so easily. Now she can finally be saved. But when Urra opens the door, she gets a huge shock. Mr. Kim already knew about Urra's plan to fake the test results. He tells Urra directly, I know why you're being greedy. This family is richer than I thought. Now enjoy being their daughter-in-law. When the baby is born, that will be the end for you. Urra cries bitterly. She feels extremely unfair. She worked so hard to marry into this rich family, but because of Junesio's appearance, she now feels like a prisoner waiting for execution. Soon it's Urra's due date. Her mother-in-law is surprised. The baby is early, but she's too excited to meet her grandson to think much about it. Mr. Kim leaves to run an errand. What he doesn't know is there's oil leaking under his car. Urra is now on the operating table. She tries hard to become a mother. As Urra screams in pain during labor, Driver Kim keeps pressing the brakes, but it's no use. The brakes don't work. Finally, the car takes a sharp turn, spins 720 degrees and stops. Driver Kim is covered in blood. His condition is unknown. At the same time, Urra finally becomes a mother. She gives birth to a son. Both families are very happy about this. Urra hears her mother-in-law calling Driver Kim repeatedly, with no answer. She smiles secretly, thinking her plan worked. Just as Urra thinks she can relax and live as a rich man's wife, Driver Kim appears before her covered in blood. Urra looks at him in terror as he slowly approaches. But Driver Kim is too badly hurt, he collapses without saying a word. But the truth can't stay hidden forever. Driver Kim knows very well Ura tampered with his car, but without proof he can't do anything. Right now he doesn't care about that. He immediately takes Ura and the baby for a paternity test. He's confident once the results come out all of Ura's lies will fall apart. But what Mr. Kim doesn't expect is the paternity test results show the child isn't his brother's. He can't believe this is true, but he chose the hospital himself. Ura couldn't have tampered with it. Actually, Ura did her research beforehand. She found an article online saying if a newborn drinks breast milk, within 1 hour the mouth cells collected will show the mother's DNA, not the father's. So Ura breastfed the baby before the mouth cells were taken. That's why the test results don't match Junesio's DNA. The older ginger is spicier. Mr. Kim loses completely to Ura. He even almost loses his life. Ura's tricks are truly clever. To end all future trouble, Urra quits Mr. Kim's job for him. She makes him leave the house forever. With all obstacles gone, she feels overjoyed holding her money-making puppet. She's thrilled, but she still feels something is missing. They haven't registered their marriage yet. For the final step, she acts immediately. But then she accidentally overhears mother-in-law doesn't have enough money. She is selling her property. Urra then asks her father about it. She learns mother-in-law is building a town for disabled people. It needs a lot of money. Also, the company isn't doing well. Mother-in-law has to sell her property to ease the pressure. Hearing this, she drops her plan to register the marriage. She decides to wait and see how much money the family really has. So she sneaks into mother-in-law's room. She looks for bank books or proof of wealth. She must find out if this family is rich. She doesn't want to waste her time that Urra searches everywhere but finds no bank books. Instead, she finds many unknown medicines mother-in-law takes as she wonders about them. Mother-in-law walks in quick thinking. Urra lies and says she came for headache medicine. She avoids trouble this time, with no answers. Urra must know if the family has money. She doesn't want to waste her youth on the wrong family. So she takes her husband with a 7-year-old's mind to check how much he owns. Annoyed by his childish talk, she pushes Taepung hard toward the inquiry window. But the result makes Urra frown. Taepung only owns one building. This makes her nervous. To be safe, she asks someone to find out about her mother-in-law's money and company funds. Urra can't rest until she knows the family's wealth. She feels lost all day, afraid her rich dreams will break. Until she knows the truth, she won't register her child's birth certificate. She keeps an escape plan ready. Later, checking her mother-in-law's assets, she finds most money was spent on the barrier-free town project. Urra wants to know what profits this project will bring. But Sangpyo, the investigator, doesn't know. This makes Urra panic. She quickly asks her mother-in-law to visit the town. She says she wants to see the scenery. Her real goal is hidden. Seeing the huge construction site, her mother-in-law's words break her heart completely. This is her mother-in-law's charity project. It won't make any money in the future. Her mother-in-law sees through Urra's plan. She knows what Urra is thinking, so she tells her, "Don't worry, I've already prepared all the money you'll need in the future." Hearing this, Urra finally stops crying and smiles. But today at the hospital, Jaeong-hae learns she has cancer. But she refuses painful cancer treatments. That would waste her remaining time. She just wants to spend her limited time with her son as much as possible. Watching her carefree son play happily, Jaeong-hae feels completely at peace. Her simple-minded son married well and started a family, and she even got to hold her grandchild as she wished. Now she feels she can die without regrets. She's truly thankful for Urra coming into their lives. She entrusts Urra with her son's future happiness. I wonder if Jaeong-hae would still feel at peace if she knew all of Urra's lies. Haha, but that's for later. After a tiring day out, Jaeong-hae's illness flares up. She vomits painfully in the bathroom. Hearing the noise, Urra asks outside what's wrong. Jaeong-hae doesn't tell the truth. She says she just choked on some food. But her poor condition is obvious to see. Her face looks pale. She has lost a lot of weight too. So Urra decides to sneak into her mother-in-law's room again. She wants to find out the reason. She searches around and quickly finds an envelope with documents. To her shock, all the property has been donated to a disability welfare foundation. Not a single penny was left for herself. At this moment, she feels extremely angry and frustrated. She only married her stupid son because of this property. She even gave them a grandson. Now she has lost everything for nothing. Urra can't let this big prize slip away from her. By chance, she hears from her parents that the welfare foundation has problems with their construction bids. She immediately uses this information and asks Sangpyo to investigate the foundation and construction company. She suspects they are secretly working together. Urra wants to expose the foundation's dirty secrets and show them to her mother-in-law. Then her mother-in-law won't donate the property to this shady foundation. Instead, she will leave everything to Taepong, and since Urra is his wife, the property will eventually be hers. This makes perfect sense to her. But Urra also needs to make her mother-in-law believe. She must make her mother-in-law believe she is the only one who can protect her son. Only then will the mother fully trust Urra to inherit the property and care for Taepong. So Urra hires someone. They steal a stranger's wallet. Then they place it in Taepong's shopping basket. This frames Taepong as a thief. Soon Urra and the mother arrive at the police station. Now Urra gets to perform for her mother-in-law. She shows off her ability to protect her husband. She yells at the woman, "Do you have proof? My husband stole this." Then she slams the table and questions the officers. She scolds them for forcing a search on someone with disabilities. "That's illegal," she shouts. An officer brings the supermarket surveillance footage. The video shows what really happened. The woman sees Taepong didn't do it. She immediately smiles, trying to smooth things over. The mother-in-law also wants to drop the matter. But Urra won't miss this chance to perform. She puts on an act, pretending to speak for disabled people. She says, "Because of people like you, disabled folks get blamed unfairly. You must apologize to Taepong, that Urra is truly the most cunning woman. I've never seen anyone more scheming than her. Her act works perfectly." Jeong-hae looks at Urra with admiration. She says, "With you by Taepong's side, now I can feel at ease." Later Urra asks Sangpyo to investigate the welfare foundation, and they get results. Just as she expected, she immediately shows the photos to her mother-in-law. She explains how the construction company cuts corners every month and secretly gives the saved money to the welfare center. She tells her mother-in-law everything. Jeong-hae is shocked by this news. The disabled welfare center is her life's work. She can't let anything go wrong. She immediately confronts Hwa-yun, the foundation's leader. She demands Hwa-yun show the accounting books, or she will call the police. Hwa-yun hesitates, but asks for 3 days to prepare. She promises to hand over the books, then strike while the iron is hot. Urra works hard to win her mother-in-law's trust. She does everything she can. She asks a friend to dig deeper. They find out. Jeong-hae was tricked. The foundation sold her land at a price higher than the market rate. Now Jeong-hae realizes the truth. She was fooled by the foundation. She can't accept that her life's work has become someone else's profit. She is heartbroken. Meanwhile, Urra is overjoyed. It feels like her mother-in-law's wealth is already in her bank account. Urra happily heads home with armfuls of shopping bags. Suddenly, the man standing before her shocks her so badly her back gives out. Heaven did not grant Urra's wicked wish. Her ex-boyfriend Jun Seo has woken up. The first thing Jun Seo does after waking up is find Urra and ask about their child. But Jeong-hae, who was about to leave, overhears them. Jeong-hae is stunned by the words, "our child," in their conversation. She demands to know what's going on. Though Urra is terrified and panicked, she has no choice but to ask her mother-in-law to go inside so she can explain. Then she glares and tells Jun Seo to wait for her at the noodle shop. This is a heart-stopping night. Urra's dream of becoming rich might be over. But Urra uses her acting skills and a web of lies to calmly explain to Jeong-hae that man was someone she dated in the past, but they broke up long ago. After his accident his brain was damaged, so he's just rambling nonsense. Jeong-hae isn't easily convinced by Urra's story, but just then the phone rings, interrupting their talk that Urra narrowly escapes the danger for now. She rushes to find Jun Seo and tells him never to disturb her life again. She tells him the child died long ago. But Jun Seo isn't stupid. No matter how he calculates it, the child Urra just had matches the timing of her past pregnancy. If counted from when she married Taepong, the dates don't add up. Jun Seo insists that Urra take another paternity test. Urra looks at Jun Seo. He can barely take care of himself now. So she tells him, even if the child is yours, with your current situation and health, how can you give the child a happy life? Do you want the child to grow up poor with you? Every word Urra says pierces Jun Seo's heart. But Urra's mother-in-law won't easily believe her story. She visits Jun Seo in the hospital to ask for the truth. Urra learns from her mother that her mother-in-law went to the hospital panicked. She rushes there immediately. If Jun Seo tells the truth to her mother-in-law, She knows exactly what terrible consequences she'll face. She's fully aware of it. Urra runs as fast as she can. She arrives just in time. Terrified, she shakes her head, begging Junseok not to admit anything. But Junseok chooses not to tell the truth. Urra's earlier words affect him deeply. She really has side effects, and they will get worse. What can someone like him do for the child? In the end, he can only helplessly wish Urra happiness. He tells her to raise the child. Well, this is such a painful choice for Junseok. But for Urra, it's just removing an obstacle on her way to wealth. But life is unpredictable. Jae-young-hae returns home. She accidentally learns from her in-law that Urra has type O blood. This is serious. Her son has AB blood. Their child's blood type should be either A or B. How can the child be AB? This is impossible. She immediately takes hair samples for a paternity test. But her daughter-in-law finds out about this after her mother-in-law leaves. Urra rushes in and stops the doctor. Later, Urra comes out of the hospital smiling. She's glad she arrived in time. She uses her money power to bribe the tester. Otherwise, her rich dream would end today. The test results will come out by 7 p.m. Urra gets a call from the testing hospital. She pretends to be very surprised. Then she hands the phone to her mother-in-law. But after the call ends, her mother-in-law shows no expression. Still, Urra is sure her mother-in-law now knows the child is her real grandson. So Urra starts her great acting. She carefully asks her mother-in-law if she did a paternity test on the child. Then she acts very hurt. She starts complaining. How could you doubt me, Mom? I've worked hard for this family without complaining. This hurts me so much. Urra feels so proud of herself, she almost gives herself an acting award. But she doesn't notice. Her mother-in-law is watching her like a clown. Just then the doorbell rings. Urra gets a package for her mother-in-law. The older woman is smarter. The package is another paternity test report. Her mother-in-law used 2 labs for testing to stop Urra from cheating. Urra still tries to explain herself, but her mother-in-law grabs the report to see the truth. Just as Jae-young-hae is about to reveal it, 2 police officers rush in. They arrest her for a hit and run. She is taken away immediately, but this crucial paternity test report is taken by Urra and destroyed. Does Urra have some divine help? She always escapes danger at critical moments. Jae-young-hae is brought to the police station. A young eyewitness points at her, saying she fled after the accident. Locked in the cell, Jae-young-hae cries loudly, claiming innocence. Hwa-yeon from the welfare center framed her. Hwa-yeon argues with a man in a dark mountain forest. She accidentally pushes him off a cliff, killing him. Terrified, Hwa-yeon doesn't know what to do. Her secretary suggests a plan. They decide to blame Jae-young-hae for everything. They trick her into passing the accident site by asking her to deliver account books. Jae-young-hae falls into the trap. On her way to meet Hwa-yeon, she sees the dead man lying on the ground. She gets out to check and calls the police. Jae-young-hae's every move is recorded by Hwa-yeon's secretary. This becomes fake evidence against her. That's why Jae-young-hae keeps shouting that she's innocent after being arrested. What a poor woman. In her final days, she faces danger from all sides. Urra feels no pity for her mother-in-law's situation. She shows no sympathy at all. She only thinks heaven is helping her overcome this trouble. But her foolish son, Tae-pung, keeps thinking about how to help his mom find the truth. After Urra refuses to help Tae-pung find evidence, he turns to Yoo-jong for help. After searching day and night, they find many suspicious clues at the scene. Then Yoo-jong checks the ambulance dashcam and notices the witness is lying. The current witness has yellow hair, but the video shows a tall man with black hair. Clearly the yellow-haired guy is fake. Meanwhile, while packing her mother-in-law's clothes, Urra finds unknown medicine at the hospital. She learns her mother-in-law has late-stage blood cancer. She only has 3 months left. Urra absolutely doesn't want her to be released, so she tells the police she witnessed her mother-in-law fleeing the crime. She claims it was definitely her. Just as Jae-young-hae is about to be freed due to lack of evidence, the police arrest her again. They say, "A new witness proves you're the killer." Her hope turns to despair. In an instant, Jae-young-hae breaks down, crying again from this emotional roller coaster. Then Urra disgustingly puts on fake tears in front of her mother-in-law. She pretends not to know who this new witness could be. "We all know you're not that kind of person, Mom, because that person is really the reason you can't even go home now." After returning home, Urra hides the fact that she's the new witness and begs the police to keep it secret. She thinks to herself, "Just stay locked up. Even if you try to get out, I'll stop you again." Then Urra forges her mother-in-law's while seeing this perfect chance. She plans to steal the family fortune. As they say, money talks. Urra bribes the will's lawyer with just 10% of the inheritance. Though Taepong has a child's mind, he feels deep pain seeing his mother suffer. He and Yujong work hard to find evidence. Taepong shows Jiang-hai the ambulance's dashcam footage. Finally, she realizes who framed her. Furious, she calls Wayun. She angrily asks why Wayun did this. She demands to know if it was just to hide Wayun's corruption. This shocks Wayun deeply. She decides, no matter what, she can't let Jiang-hai leave prison, otherwise she will be ruined. Poor Jiang-hai, she doesn't know. Two groups of people are trying everything to stop her from getting out. Now she knows Wayun framed her to hide the corruption scandal. She tells herself she must escape first and use Wayun's corruption evidence to fight back. But Jiang-hai suddenly falls ill and is sent to the hospital. The doctor tells Jiang-hai there is one way to leave its medical parole. Jiang-hai is overjoyed, but when Urra hears her mother-in-law might get out, she is furious. She won't let Jiang-hai get medical parole. She tears up the application form. At the same time, Wayun learns Jiang-hai has cancer and won't live long. After gloating for a while, she orders her secretary to deal with Jiang-hai before she gets out. Jiang-hai's condition worsens, and she is moved to intensive care. This gives her enemies the perfect chance to strike. It's a race between Urra and Wayun to see who acts first. Just as expected, someone sneaks into Jiang-hai's hospital room at night. Wayun's secretary reaches out. She quickly grabs the oxygen mask. Then she carefully leaves the room and disappears without oxygen. Jiang-hai starts shaking. She struggles violently on the hospital bed. When Jiang-hai dies, some cry while others smile. Taepong is heartbroken by his mother's sudden death. Urra immediately tells her lawyer to sell all her mother-in-law's property fast. Wayun feels relieved. Not only is she free from murder suspicion, she also takes all the money Jiang-hai invested. Urra takes the cash from the sales. She leaves everyone behind to start a new life. She only says goodbye to her mother. Her mother begs her not to abandon the family, but Urra won't listen. Dreaming of wealth, Urra stays stubborn. She tells her mother, I won't let you hold me back from success. If my past can't help me, I'll throw it all away. That's my life motto. Urra's mother doesn't want Taepong, with a child's mind, raising the baby, so she gives the child to another family. Because Urra took most of the family's money with her, Urra's mother had to cut living costs, so she made this tough choice. When Taepong learns his child is gone, he searches everywhere like crazy for him. Now his mother is dead, his wife left him, and his child is all he has left. Then Taepong accidentally gets a security video from a neighbor. It shows someone stealing the car's dashcam footage. He gives this evidence to the police, hoping to find the thief and clear his mother's name. Wayun soon learns about Taepong's move. Though Taepong has a child's mind, she decides to silence him to be safe. Soon some men kidnap Taepong. He senses they mean harm, so he grabs the steering wheel. The car spins out and crashes into a hill. Taepong escapes right away, but the men in black catch him again. Taepong fights back hard. Then someone hits his head with a bat. He passes out and falls into the sea. A woman sits crying by the shore. She misses her dead husband, the husband she's thinking of. He is the man Han Urra pushed to his death. As Jisoo decides to live bravely and prepares to leave, she spots Taepong lying motionless in the distance. The world is so big, yet their fates become tangled together again. But fate hasn't given up on Taepong. It gives him another chance to live. Meanwhile, Urra wears designer clothes and carries a suitcase full of money ready to leave. She swears to the sky, I will come back. She will make her rich dreams come true. Even if she meets Taepong again, she will pretend not to know him. She won't let him ruin her plans. A woman chasing wealth and status can be terrifying. Parents, siblings, husband, and children. If they're useless to her, she throws them away. She even steals all her in-laws' money before leaving. She is determined to chase her rich dreams again. After 5 years, Urra becomes a famous news anchor. She is loved and admired by many. After 5 years, Taepong is no longer a man with the mind of a 7-year-old. He is now confident and handsome. After studying abroad, he returns. He becomes an important prosecutor. He changes his name to Yu Min-hyuk. He wants to take revenge for his mother. He plans to pay back for all the suffering he endured. First, he sends his assistant to find his 6-year-old son, but the boy isn't at the orphanage. He vows to find his son no matter what. Little does he know for these 5 years, his son has been raised by Yu Jong. She even tells everyone he's her own son. She gives him a new name, Dongho. One day Urra meets a matchmaker with high-class connections. She asks to be introduced to a rich man from high society. Right away the matchmaker introduces her to a wealthy man who just returned from abroad. This man is Cha Seo-jun, son of DL Group's chairman's wife, Ju Hwa-yun. He's also the only son. Urra is overjoyed. She decides she must marry this rich man. Whatever goal I set, I always achieve it. DL Group's chairman's wife position will be mine someday. The next day, Yoo Min-hyuk is invited to a TV show. When anchor Urra goes to meet this prosecutor. Hello, prosecutor. I'm Han Urra. Nice to meet you. I'm Yoo Min-hyuk. The prosecutor's face shocks her. Why does he look so much like her ex-husband Taepong? Urra seems distracted during the filming. After the shooting ends, Urra catches up with Yoo Min-hyuk and asks, "Is your name really Yoo Min-hyuk?" He replies, "Yes. Is there a problem?" Urra asks, "Have we met before?" "Yes, I often see you on TV. You're as beautiful as the rumors say." Back home, Urra thinks how can two people look so alike? But her ex-husband, Taepong, has the mind of a 7-year-old. This man is a smart prosecutor. Apart from their looks, they're nothing alike. Just to be sure, she invites Yoo Min-hyuk to appear on her show at the set. She personally brings him coffee. Her co-workers say Urra is unusually helpful today. Normally she asks others to pour her own coffee. Today she's pouring it herself. This catches Yoo Min-hyuk's attention. A woman as cunning as Urra wouldn't serve coffee for no reason. She invited him to get his fingerprints. After testing, the driver finds Yoo Min-hyuk's prints don't match her ex-husband's. This makes Urra feel relieved. But Min-hyuk isn't the foolish young man he used to be. He already figured out that Urra invited him with bad intentions, so he put fake fingerprints on his fingers. This woman is also part of his revenge plan. Urra once abandoned her husband and child and stole all his family's money. Now he wants to take everything back. One day, Urra gets a call from a matchmaker. She says, "I met DL Group's madam today. They don't want a news anchor as their daughter-in-law. So, Urra, you should give up." But scheming Urra won't give up so easily. She researches all of the madam's preferences online to prepare herself. Next day co-workers say DL Group needs a host for a scholarship award ceremony. She sees this as a chance to get close to the madam. She volunteers to host for free. Next day she greets the madam at the event. When the madam gives a speech, Urra signals her driver. A lamp above the madam starts shaking and falls. Urra risks herself to push the madam away. The madam is unharmed. Urra pretends to faint. When she wakes up, she says goodbye to the madam. The madam asks if Urra is okay. She asks if Urra wants to rest for a while. She can talk to the station director for her. But Urra acts like she's devoted to her job. She insists on going back to work right away. This makes Madame Ju start to see her in a new light. To thank Urra, Madame Ju invites Urra to her home. She even gives Urra a limited edition bag. Though Urra really likes it, she didn't do all this just for a bag. So Urra says, "Thank you, but I'm afraid I can't accept this gift. The bag is beautiful, but as a public figure, carrying such an expensive bag might draw criticism. It could also set a bad example for others. I try not to appear vain or obsessed with luxury." Her words are perfectly chosen. Madame Ju grows more impressed with her. After returning home, Urra gets a call from the matchmaker. "Madame Ju from DL Group seems very pleased with you. She asked me to send your resume." Urra quickly arranges to meet the matchmaker at the coffee shop. Urra hands her a stack of cash. She asks her to put in a good word. As she pours coffee for the matchmaker, she accidentally knocks over the matchmaker's coffee. While the matchmaker goes to the restroom, Urra secretly switches her own resume. Now everything is ready. Only the final push is needed. When Madam sees the resume, she's very pleased with Urra's education and family background. She keeps praising Urra to the matchmaker. But the matchmaker doesn't know the resume was switched. She thinks this silly girl's standards are quite unusual. The next day, Madam takes Urra to meet her son for dinner. Madam makes an excuse to leave right after they sit down. Her intention is obvious, but Cha Seo-jun immediately sees through Urra's plan. So he gets straight to the point. "Han Urra, my mother, seems to have wasted her effort. I'm not thinking about marriage right now." Urra says, "Then start thinking about marriage from now on." He says, "I hope we never meet again because you're not my type." Back home Urra finds this interesting. If it was too easy to get him, it would be boring. Too easy means no fun. Reject me all you want now, Cha Seo-jun, because someday you'll beg for me. Little does she know her gold-digging plan has been discovered by her ex-husband, Yoo Min-hyuk, still seeking revenge. He swears this time he won't let her succeed. First he needs to get close to the rich heir Cha Seo-jun. Today Cha Seo-jun checks his company's clothing sales at the store. Coincidentally, Yoo Min-hyuk visits the store to see his aunt, the manager. With the manager introducing them, the two exchange business cards. As Cha Seo-jun leaves, he finds his car tire flat. Yoo Min-hyuk also steps out of the store. He offers Cha Seo-jun a ride. This is how they officially meet. Of course, Cha Seo-jun's flat tire was definitely Yoo Min-hyuk's doing. Today Han Yoo-jong meets her sister Han Urra after 5 years apart. She asks if Urra found their missing mother, who ran away from home. Turns out their mother secretly took the family's entire savings plus borrowed money from friends and loan sharks. Spent 500 million won to buy a storefront. Just as she was about to share the good news anchor Urra announced on TV. The real estate company scammed everyone and disappeared. This shock made their mother faint. Urra remembers this real estate case was investigated by Yoo Min-hyuk. Why does trouble follow whenever he's involved? This makes Urra suspect Yoo Min-hyuk's true identity again. But the previous fingerprint test results didn't match Tae-pung's. Then a colleague hands her a document. It exposes a group selling fake silicone fingerprints. Urra suddenly realizes fingerprints can be faked. She goes to Yoo Min-hyuk's office to look for clues, but she finds he's secretly investigating her mother-in-law's old car accident. This makes Urra even more suspicious of his identity. She decides to test Yoo Min-hyuk again. She invites him to dinner with an excuse. She knows her ex-husband is allergic to seafood, so she secretly adds shrimp powder to the food. But Yoo Min-hyuk shows no reaction during dinner. Maybe she was overthinking things. Now she can focus on dating the rich heir. But Yoo Min-hyuk knew before coming. This was a trap. He took anti-allergy medicine beforehand, but the medicine only works for a short time. After dinner, he starts having allergic reactions. Yoo Min-hyuk forces himself to walk away from Urra. Then he can't hold on anymore. He collapses to his knees. Yoo-jong, who's looking for her mother, sees Yoo Min-hyuk. She takes him to the hospital. Yoo-jong is shocked. Seeing Yoo Min-hyuk, she can't believe how similar he looks to someone. When Yoo Min-hyuk wakes up, he's afraid Han Yoo-jong will discover his true identity. So he lies and says his condition was caused by an apple allergy. Hearing this, Yoo-jong realizes this man can't be her Tae-pung appa. That day Madame Ju calls Urra to her office and says, "About meeting Seo-jun the other day. I'm sorry, I made it awkward for you." "It's okay. It was just a bit surprising to meet so suddenly. Maybe next time will be better." "But Seo-jun doesn't think you're right for him, does he?" "But I can introduce you to other good matches." Urra thinks to herself, after working so hard to get this far, will it end before even starting? No way, I must succeed. That day in the company lobby, she sees Cha Seo-jun talking with a senior colleague. When they finish talking, she approaches the colleague to ask what they discussed. The colleague tells her DL's new product design is involved in a plagiarism case today. He wanted me to tell him who reported him for plagiarism. Urra asks, "Oh, did you tell him?" The colleague says, "Of course not. We protect our sources." Hearing this, Urra sees her chance. She goes back to the colleague. Acting extra nice, she pours coffee for the colleague. She pretends to accidentally drop the senior's pen on the floor while the senior bends down to pick it up. Urra secretly swaps her notebook with the senior's back in her office. She quickly searches for the whistleblower's name and number. She just finishes writing it down. The senior realizes the notebooks got mixed up and comes to exchange them. Urra acts innocent as she returns it. Urra feels proud of her successful trick. She hurries to Cha Seo-jun's office. She directly gives him the whistleblower's contact number. She casually mentions, "It took a lot of effort to get this information." But Cha Seo-jun shows no reaction because the number doesn't work. When he tries to call to contact the person, they need the address. Getting an address from just a phone number. Only a prosecutor can do that. He remembers Yoo Min-hyuk, a prosecutor he met recently. He decides to ask for his help. Yoo Min-hyuk had his own reasons for getting close to Cha Seo-jun. Now that Cha Seo-jun asks, he's happy to help. After checking, they find the whistleblower received 30 million won a week ago. Yoo Min-hyuk shows the investigation results to Cha Seo-jun. They suspect there's a traitor in the company. They wait near the whistleblower's building. When night falls, they see the whistleblower come out to catch bigger fish. They decide not to alert him. Yet they follow the whistleblower to see who he meets. The whistleblower arrives at an underground parking lot. Then a familiar car drives up. It's Director Park from their company. Director Park just hands the whistleblower some cash. Then Cha Seo-jun appears before them. The whistleblower runs away when he sees this. Director Park is also caught in the car. Turns out Director Park was behind everything. He resents Cha Seo-jun, the chairman's son, for becoming department head at such a young age. Now the truth comes out. Yoo Min-hyuk and Cha Seo-jun become good friends. Yoo Min-hyuk's plan moves forward. Later Cha Seo-jun asks Urra to dinner to thank her for the phone tip. He also gives her a 7-day tour voucher for Chongqing's Hongya Cave. But Urra wants to be the DL Group chairman's daughter-in-law. With that status, she could do more than a 7-day tour. She could cruise the Yangtze and Jialing rivers back and forth. So she refuses Cha Seo-jun's gift and says, "If this is how you show thanks, I'd rather spend time with you than get a tour voucher." Eating together, drinking tea, enjoying the night. He says about meeting privately, "I made myself clear last time. You're not my type. I'm not interested in you." After returning, Urra feels this is unbelievable. She has never failed to get what she wants. The arrogant CEO sits in his luxury car. He spots his first love by the roadside. Then he frantically searches for her. Fate plays tricks. He still can't find her because he's late. He misses signing an important contract. He can only beg outside the door just as he's feeling desperate scheming. Urra walks over after the interview. Urra sees the chairman's son running over. This gives her a bold idea. Urra calls her driver after getting home. She asks about the situation. The driver tells her, because Seo-jun was late, the deal fell through. It was a 50 billion won contract. If the deal fails, DL Group will suffer huge losses. Seo-jun might even lose his director position. Hearing this, Urra thinks this is her golden opportunity. Today the chairman is being interviewed by Urra. Suddenly, an assistant rushes in. "What's wrong? Your son is missing, what?" Everyone panics and searches for the child. But Urra calmly sits down to do her makeup. After finishing her makeup, Urra also joins the search. If nothing goes wrong this time, nothing will go wrong. Urra will find the child. Look, the child is right in front of her. She gives the driver a look. The driver plays along and pretends to grab the child and run. Urra pretends to fight with the driver. Then she gives another look. The driver drops the child. He runs away in panic. Urra first tells the child to go back alone. Then she tears her clothes to make it look like a fierce fight. She creates the scene of a violent struggle. The chairman hugs his son tightly when he returns. Then Urra stumbles and looking exhausted. She says she met a child kidnapper. She claims she acted just in time and saved the child. The chairman is deeply moved by Urra's bravery. To repay her for saving his child, he immediately makes a promise. She pretends to refuse any reward. The chairman insists that if she ever needs help she can ask him anytime. He must repay her after all this effort. Urra was waiting for these exact words. The next day Urra goes to Cha Seo-jun's office. She says she can help the company through its current crisis. But this time Cha Seo-jun directly refuses Urra's help. He adds, "This is my office. Your frequent visits here make things difficult for me. Please don't come looking for me again. You may leave now." This makes Urra furious, angry, and embarrassed. Urra slams the door on her way out. She's sure that within half a day Cha Seo-jun will come begging for her help. Sure enough, by that evening Cha Seo-jun calls her. When they meet, Urra stops beating around the bush. She says the chairman owes her a huge favor and promised to grant her one wish, no matter what it is. Now she can give that wish to him. Cha Seo-jun looks happy hearing this. But Urra's next words leave him shocked. "But I have one condition. Let's get married." Cha Seo-jun, how can you propose something with marriage as the condition, Urra? You're much scarier than you look. Urra, do you like me or my family background? I like both, because you have both. Let's pretend today never happened. Even though she got rejected, Urra still feels very confident. The next day Urra visits Madam's office. She says she planned to arrange a meeting between the chairman and Seo-jun, but Seo-jun refused. Madam wonders why her son would refuse to meet the chairman meanwhile at DL Group, because Seo-jun was late. The contract signing failed. The group has to cut ties with their developer. But the developer can't accept this. He threatens the chairman with a knife. It's Seo-jun's mistake. Why should we suffer the loss? We demand an answer today. Things even escalate to suicide threats. Seo-jun feels terrible too. Because of his mistake, the company is in chaos. He doesn't know what to do next. Maybe he should see Urra again. So he goes to talk with Urra. He tells Han Urra he needs help. Urra asks, "Are we getting married then?" Seojun asks, "Is there any other way besides marriage? A marriage like a business deal?" Urra says she doesn't need anything else. She only wants to get married. She tells him to think it over. In the end, Cha Seojun still can't agree. He won't marry a woman he doesn't love because he deeply loves Yujong. Urra sees her plan has failed, so she moves to the next step. She staggers to her feet pretending to be drunk. Then she collapses into Cha Seojun's arms. Cha Seojun thinks she's passed out. She can't go home like this. So he takes her to a hotel, but he doesn't know he's fallen into Urra's trap. Urra gives her driver a signal. The driver then takes photos of them like crazy, capturing their intimate moments. After carrying Urra into the room, Cha Seojun leaves on his own. Once he's gone, Urra immediately sits up. The next day, rumors about Urra and Cha Seojun spread everywhere. Urra gets suspended from work because of this. Her co-workers even laugh at her. But it's nothing compared to marrying into wealth. Meanwhile, Cha Seojun faces company troubles too, with the scandal and work problems. He's hit hard with no way out. He goes to Urra again and agrees to her marriage proposal. Cha Seojun says, "Let's get married, Han Urra." After all her scheming, she finally lands the rich heir. She even walks with an extra sway in her step. But the woman she once looked down on suddenly shows up at this moment. The worst part is this woman knows she was married before, had a child, and ran away with money. What should she do now? She has no choice but to talk to Na-young. But Na-young immediately exposes her secrets. Na-young asks, "Does your future in-law family know you're remarrying?" She mocks, "How impressive. You're hiding your past from 5 years ago to remarry. That's shameless. Being blackmailed feels terrible." Urra is so angry her eyes almost pop out. Urra asks, "What do you want?" Na-young says, "You're so direct." She demands to be selected in the upcoming anchor audition. First, Urra says, "How can I do that?" Na-young replies, "You must make it happen. If not, you know what will happen better than I do." She knows it well. If the Chable family finds out, her dream of marrying rich will be over. So she has no choice but to agree. Later, Urra goes to the director. She even brings a gift bought at Hongya Cave in Chongqing. She hopes he will give Na-young special treatment. The director thinks Urra is very thoughtful. He's surprised she went to Hongya Cave just to buy him a gift. But when she hears about helping Na-young get a permanent position, the director sadly has to refuse. Urra feels both anxious and scared. Now is her dream of joining a wealthy family slipping away again. After returning home, she gets a call from Na-young. Na-young asks, "Did you meet with the director?" Urra stammers and suggests finding Na-young at another TV station. Na-young threatens, "What if Cha Seojun finds out your secret?" Urra shouts, "Hey, you can't." "Absolutely not." Na-young says, "Then you better behave." That day, Urra hears co-workers say the director had lunch with another intern. They seem unusually close. After investigating, she learns the intern was the director's student years ago, but they haven't met in a long time. They're just student and teacher. Urra thinks, just student and teacher? Huh. Starting today, I'll make their relationship special. The next day, rumors about the director and intern spread online. Co-workers also discuss how Na-young got hired. Urra starts networking with colleagues, asking them to give Na-young high scores in the competition, promising to introduce them to rich bachelors. Later, the co-workers happily agree. Then Urra finds Na-young again, telling her to avoid professional mistakes during the competition. She guarantees Na-young will pass if she performs well at the competition venue. The intern before her reads the script fluently, but Urra deliberately gives her a low score. She even winks at her colleague when Na-young reads the script. She keeps making mistakes. These silly mistakes leave Urra helpless. What a useless teammate. Back in the office, Na-young blames Urra for not helping her enough. She says Urra embarrassed her in front of everyone. Urra listens to Na-young's complaints. Now she knows how it feels to be threatened by a shameless person. That night, they meet at a bar to drink. Urra comforts Na-young. She tells her not to lose hope. She should think long-term. It's just a small hosting job. Once Urra marries into a rich family, she can have anything she wants. Why care about a hosting position? Na-young thinks this makes sense. When Na-young goes to the restroom, Urra puts sleeping pills in Na-young's drink. Then she puts Na-young to bed. She thinks, "How dare you threaten me? You're no match for me." The next morning, when Na-young wakes up, she finds a man sleeping beside her. Her clothes are gone. At this moment, Urra walks in holding her phone. She takes photos of the scene. Na-young realizes Ura has tricked her. After solving this big problem, Ura feels extremely happy. She finally has time to meet her future mother-in-law. She even hires 2 actors to pretend to be her parents and meet her future in-laws. Ura tells her future mother-in-law that her parents are doctors who live in Hongyudong and rarely return home. Her future mother-in-law is surprised. She has been to Hongyudong and even met a famous doctor there. She wonders if they know each other. The actor playing Ura's mom quickly says yes, claiming they are very close. She adds they often swim in the Yangtze River together. The mother-in-law asks swimming. She says her friend is a man. Ura explains that people swim in groups there. Hearing Ura's convincing explanation, her future mother-in-law doesn't question further. The next day the mother-in-law calls Ura and invites her for a spa day. Coincidentally, Ura's real mom misses her and comes to her office. Ura sees her mom waving excitedly at her. Ura almost panics. Her poor mother is in front. Her rich mother-in-law is behind. But this is an easy choice for a scheming girl. She walks past her mother with a smile. She goes to her future mother-in-law. They leave happily together. This deeply hurts her mother's heart. At the beauty salon, the front desk calls their beautician as booked. When the beautician arrives, everyone is shocked. Mother-in-law asks, "Why are you here?" She demands an explanation from Ura. Ura didn't get this far without being smart. She quickly calms down. Ura asks, "Mom, is this what you wanted to learn?" Mother-in-law asks, "What do you mean by learn?" Ura lies. "My mom is a skin doctor. She wants to open a Korean-style medical spa. She's learning how beauty salons work before going back." "Right, Mom?" Her mother plays along. "Oh yes. With this acting, she fools the rich mother-in-law. No wonder K-pop stars are so good at home." Ura calls her driver. She tells him to hide or send away her fake parents. They must not appear in public. Money is no problem. What she doesn't know is everything today was planned by Yoo Min-hyuk. Yesterday, Yoo Min-hyuk gave Cha Seo-jun a luxury spa voucher. He said it was a gift for his aunt and sister-in-law. He arranged for them to meet there on purpose. This was just Yoo Min-hyuk's small welcome gift for Han Ura. A bigger gift is coming soon. Soon it's wedding day. Cha Seo-jun unknowingly asks Yoo Min-hyuk to host the wedding. This is exactly what Yoo Min-hyuk wants. During the video presentation, he plans to show his wedding photos with Han Ura on screen. As he's about to press the button, his coworker calls. They tell him DL Group is linked to his mother's false accusation. Yoo Min-hyuk looks at the chairman and his wife conflicted. He decides to spare his ex-wife for now. He needs to join DL Group to find the truth. So Han Ura successfully marries into wealth. Now Yoo Min-hyuk wants to investigate. He needs to join DL Group's legal team. He asks Cha Seo-jun for help. But this puts Cha Seo-jun in a tough spot, because recently the legal head position went to Mr. Kong. Yoo Min-hyuk remembers Mr. Kong handled his mother's case. He must be involved in this too. He needs to find a way to remove Mr. Kong. Later Yoo Min-hyuk takes on a new case. Coincidentally, the suspect is connected to Mr. Kong. The woman mentions the company had secret deals with Xiao Jiang. That night Yoo Min-hyuk tells Cha Seo-jun about it while drinking soon. The chairman calls Xiao Jiang from the legal department. He says if Xiao Jiang is really involved, he won't hesitate to kick him out of the company. Xiao Jiang then goes to the chairman's wife for help. He threatens her with the hit-and-run case from 5 years ago. But the wife thinks she already paid him well for that incident. She's angry. He's still using it against her now. Who does he think I am? She kicks Xiao Jiang out immediately. Meanwhile, Cha Seo-jun introduces Yoo Min-hyuk to his father. He wants him to become the legal department head. Han Ura panics. Lately, Cha Seo-jun and Yoo Min-hyuk keep drinking together. They haven't even slept together since their wedding. If this continues, she'll hit menopause soon. She must stop Yoo Min-hyuk from joining DL Group. So Han Ura finds the woman first. She hands her a stack of cash. She tells her to deny Xiao Jiang's bribery. She'll get even more money later. During the confrontation, the woman changes her story. Yoo Min-hyuk is furious. But this isn't over yet. The next day the company is covered with posters about the hit and run. Yoo Min-hyuk uses this to turn Xiao Jiang against the real culprit. He wants the killer to think Xiao Jiang posted those on purpose. Sure enough, Madame Zhu panics when she sees the information. Only she, the killer, and Xiao Jiang know about this. She suspects it's because last time she didn't help him, so now he's using this to threaten her. Meanwhile, Xiao Jiang receives photos sent by Yoo Min-hyuk. He thinks Madame Zhu is warning him, so he goes straight to confront her. Xiao Jiang calls her chairman's wife and says she's got it all wrong. Do you think my affair is as bad as what you did? He threatens. If I speak up, I can ruin you in minutes. Madame Zhu won't take this lightly. She won't let an employee threaten her. She orders Secretary Ku to arrest Xiao Jiang. She warns him again, know your place. If you leak this again, your family will be in danger. That night, when Madame Zhu returns home, she hears Xiao Jiang calling the chairman. He says he wants to quit and work abroad. Cha Xiujun immediately suggests making Yu Min-hyuk the new legal director. So Yu Min-hyuk joins DL Group smoothly. Meanwhile, Urra's mother takes a maid job to pay off her debts quickly. She doesn't know the lady of the house is actually her own daughter. To stop her mother from being exposed, Urra quickly pulls her mother into her room. She tells her mother to leave right away. The mother hasn't seen her daughter in 5 years. She feels very happy when she sees Urra, but Urra, who is very sneaky, doesn't feel any love for her mother. The mother makes an excuse to quit and leaves. Sadly that day, Miri wants to go on a date. She secretly takes Madame's pair of earrings, but Urra sees her as she enters. Miri lies and says, Urra, let her borrow them. After the date, Miri finds one earring is missing. Madame also notices her earrings are gone. She asks Urra if she has seen them. Just as Urra tries to explain, Miri suddenly stops her. She nervously says she didn't see anything. Madame thinks the maid from yesterday stole them. She decides to call the police. Urra's mother can't defend herself. Well, she keeps saying she didn't steal anything. She only went into the second floor room. She never entered any other rooms. She says Urra can prove it. When everyone looks at Urra, she says she doesn't know. Miri had already talked to her before. She asks Urra to help hide the truth, or she'll tell Madame about Urra and Cha Xiujun's contract marriage. No choice. Urra fears her mother-in-law finding out, so she agrees to keep it secret. Seeing her daughter so cold, the mother feels heartbroken. But with no solid evidence, Urra's mom is set free. Urra takes Cha Miri to the stairs, says she's done her part, tells her not to threaten about the marriage again. But Yujong overhears everything. They go to a cafe. Yujong angrily scolds Urra. For selfish gain, she abandoned their own mother. Urra just shrugs it off. Urra says, since when do I have a maid for a mom? I left everything behind 5 years ago. My family, that miserable poverty too. Yujong asks, can you just throw mom away? Urra coldly says yes. I can do that. Now disappear from my life. Stop being a burden. We're strangers now. Don't ever come near me again. Yujong is crushed. She's never seen anyone so heartless. Since you're being unfair, don't blame me for being cruel. You don't want to see me? Then I'll make sure you see me every day. After returning home, Yujong immediately calls Yu Min-hyuk. I want to apply for a job. I want to join DL Group. When it comes to scheming women, she takes the crown. When angry, she even hits her own husband. This happens because Cha Xiujun promised Urra the night before that he'd have dinner with her co-workers. Tonight Urra wants to show off her happy marriage to her colleagues. This is actually the first time Cha Xiujun agrees to eat with Urra since their wedding. For Urra, this rare chance means everything. She even postpones a meeting with an important client arranged by her boss. But when evening comes, Urra and her co-workers wait and wait at the restaurant. They wait until the place is about to close. Cha Xiujun never shows up. Urra's face grows longer than a horse's. She got stood up. Meanwhile, Cha Xiujun is dining with his first love. Earlier at work, Cha Xiujun visits the support department and discovers his first love is now his employee. To be precise, it was his one-sided crush. He's been searching for her for 5 years. Today happens to be Yujong's first day at work, so the two of them decide to have dinner together that evening. They completely forget about the promise they made to Urra. Cha Xiujun confesses his feelings to Yujong again, but Yujong never had feelings for Cha Xiujun, so she rejects him once more. When Cha Xiujun gets home, Urra slaps him right away. Cha Xiujun stares at Urra with wide eyes. He wonders what's going on. How dare she hit him? Urra asks if he forgot about their plans for tonight. Only then does Cha Xiujun remember he promised to have dinner with Urra. Now Cha Xiujun can only apologize. The next day, Cha Miri notices Urra is upset. She takes her to a luxury store to look at bags. Later, inside the mall, Urra picks out a bag she likes. The salesperson says they must be a perfect couple. They even chose the same bag. Then Cha Miri tells Urra Cha Xiujun probably bought the bag for her to apologize. This makes Urra very happy, but they don't know. The bag is actually a gift for Yujong. Cha Seo-jun is also thinking about divorce because he finally found his first love after 5 years. He wants to chase his happiness, so he needs to divorce Urra. Later, Yoo-jong returns the bag to Cha Seo-jun. She feels it's wrong to accept such an expensive gift. You should return it. But Cha Seo-jun tears the receipt right in front of Yoo-jong. Now it can't be returned. Yoo-jong has no choice but to keep the bag back at home. Cha Seo-jun keeps thinking about how to divorce Urra. But Urra wonders why Cha Seo-jun hasn't given her the bag yet. The next day, his sister, Miri, meets Cha Seo-jun at the door. She asks why he hasn't given the bag to Urra yet. This confuses Cha Seo-jun. He says the bag was for a friend. Urra hears everything clearly through the door. She feels threatened. At work, Urra keeps wondering who Cha Seo-jun gave the bag to. Then a co-worker tells her, "My friend said she saw Cha Seo-jun with another woman the other day." Urra gasps, "What?" The co-worker asks, "Is your husband seeing someone else?" They say the mood was suspicious. Urra calls her driver to find out who the woman is. That day, Yoo-jong and Cha Seo-jun go to a hotel for a meeting, but the umbrella blocks their faces. The driver only captures their legs and the bag. Urra rushes to the hotel in a rage. When the door opens, she sees Cha Seo-jun shirtless. She storms in to catch him cheating. But another man is in the room. Urra realizes she made a huge mistake. Cha Seo-jun feels very annoyed by this. He angrily scolds Urra. Then Urra finds the driver. She asks why. He said a woman went to the hotel with him. She yells, "How can I trust you now?" The driver says it's impossible. He didn't see the woman's face. But their look wasn't just normal co-workers. Urra repeats, their look. When she sees this bag, she tells the driver to find the woman who owns it. The next day, Yoo-jong's co-worker Gukwa has a date, but she has no bag to carry. Kind Yoo-jong lends her own bag after work. That evening, Gukwa leaves the office carrying Yoo-jong's bag. The driver is hiding nearby. He takes photos. When Cha Seo-jun gets home, he asks Urra for a divorce. He also offers to give her lots of money if she agrees to divorce. But Urra doesn't care about money. She wants the whole DL group. Next day, the driver sends the photos to Urra. She mistakes Gukwa for the other woman. Urra goes straight to the company. She rides the elevator with Gukwa, then suddenly slaps. Gukwa Jua is so scared that she starts crying. Urra raises her hand to slap her again. But then the elevator doors open. Cha Seo-jun and Yoo Min-hyuk see what's happening. Seo-jun looks very angry. He asks Urra what she thinks she's doing. Urra shows him a stack of photos. Seo-jun asks if she had someone follow him. Han Urra says things would be easier if she did that. He says he wanted to give her time to think until yesterday, but now he says it's not needed anymore. He tells her they're getting divorced right away. Urra, who's been divorced before, won't agree to it easily. She worked hard to become DL Group's daughter-in-law. She won't let anyone take her place. That night, Seo-jun has dinner with Yoo-jong. He tells her again that he loves her, but Yoo-jong only thinks about Taepong. As she tries to reject him, Seo-jun cuts her off. He tells her to go home and think about it. After going home, Yoo-jong decides to make things clear with Seo-jun the next day. They can't be lovers, but he's a good friend. The next day, she sees on TV Urra showing off their love on a show. She says to the camera, "Cha Seo-jun, I love you." Yoo-jong is shocked when she sees this. Now she realizes Seo-jun is actually her brother-in-law. Yoo-jong directly returns the bag to Cha Seo-jun. Then Cha Seo-jun goes to find Urra. He warns her not to think too highly of herself. Does she think this will stop him from divorcing her? That's just wishful thinking. This divorce must happen. Urra thought showing their love on national TV would help, but Cha Seo-jun still wants to divorce her. She decides she needs to meet that woman, but instead she meets Yoo Min-hyuk. Yoo Min-hyuk comes as Gukwa's lawyer. He asks if Urra came to apologize to Gukwa for what happened last time. Gukwa can legally protect herself. Urra accuses Gukwa of ruining her marriage. Yoo Min-hyuk cuts her off. He says she's blaming the wrong person. He tells her to get her facts straight before attacking people. Meanwhile, Madame Ju hears from a rich friend that Cha Seo-jun has been staying at her hotel. What's going on? Madame Ju sends Secretary Koo to investigate. Cha Seo-jun finally gets to meet Yoo-jong again. He apologizes to her, but Urra's personal driver takes photos of them. Urra is shocked when she sees the photos. The other woman is her sister, Yoo-jong. She wants to know what's happening. She tries to talk to her sister, but finds her sister meeting with her mother-in-law. This scene makes her panic. Did Yoo-jong tell her mother-in-law everything about her? If so, she's finished. But things aren't what she thinks. Madame Ju asks to meet Yujong. She tells her to stay away from her son Cha Seo-jun. Yujong calmly replies. She says she has no feelings for Cha Seo-jun. They're just good friends. Hearing this, Madame Ju leaves without another word. Ura sees Madame Ju leave. She goes to talk to Yujong at the cafe. They don't waste time. Ura gets straight to the point. She asks, "Are you trying to steal my husband?" Yujong says, "What nonsense are you talking? It's just Seo-jun who likes me." Ura says, "Do you expect me to believe that?" Yujong replies, "Believe what you want. Seo-jun is just a friend to me." Ura asks, "Why did you meet Madame Ju?" Yujong says, "Why should I tell you? Afraid I'll reveal your past. Tell me what you talked about." "No, I won't. If you're curious, ask Madame Ju yourself. Go ask her directly." Ura returns to work. Ura gets a call from her mother-in-law. She asks Ura to come home early after work for a family meeting. After hanging up, Ura feels very nervous. She worries Yujong told her mother-in-law about her past. Is tonight going to be a family meeting to criticize her? When Ura gets home, she finds her mother-in-law is unusually nice to her. She even arranges for Ura and Seo-jun to take couple photos. Earlier today, Madame Ju found Seo-jun and scolded him. She orders him to treat Ura well, or she will make trouble for Yujong. Threatened Seo-jun has to agree with this seemingly kind, but actually very scheming mother. Ura thinks she worried for nothing. This isn't a criticism meeting at all. It's actually helping her. Yujong didn't tell her mother-in-law about her past, and from her mother-in-law's behavior, she seems to know how Seo-jun treats Yujong. But her mother-in-law's attitude tonight, is she on Ura's side? At breakfast the next day, her mother-in-law makes Ura's favorite abalone porridge. She even serves food for Ura. Her mother-in-law says while shopping yesterday, she bought a diamond necklace that would suit Ura. Come to my room after eating. Ura thinks to herself. It seems her mother-in-law is really on her side. She decides to test the situation with a small request. Ura mentions Cha Seo-jun. Last time you were too busy. You missed meeting my friends as promised that we need to arrange another meeting. When are you free? Mother-in-law says they should meet soon. Breaking promises is bad. Keeping your word is basic for an entrepreneur. Not just mother-in-law supports her, even father-in-law backs her up. Now she's sure mother-in-law is on her side. Time to strike. While the iron's hot, the man suddenly hears the woman call out his dead son's name. She's calling the child he's holding by hand. He's completely shocked. Ura approaches mother-in-law, casually mentions Cha Seo-jun sleeps in the study. This upsets the grandmother-to-be. She goes to confront Cha Seo-jun, orders him to sleep in their bedroom. But this time Cha Seo-jun disobeys. He thinks this is ridiculous. I've already sold my soul. Now you want my body too? No way. Later Cha Seo-jun enters the room. He confronts Ura. Han Ura, how long will you keep using my mother like this? Ura asks what he means by that. Cha Seo-jun says, stop pretending. Others might fall for your act, but I won't. Han Ura, what do you want from me? I know everything. Do you think I'll give you what you want? There's always a way around rules. Since they're told to sleep in their room, they'll sleep in their room. But to protect herself from being touched, she replaces the big bed with 2 single beds. This makes Ura completely lose it. She starts crying pitifully in front of her mother-in-law. Seeing this, Madame thinks Cha Seo-jun went too far. She goes to talk to Cha Seo-jun again. But now Cha Seo-jun has no way out. He finally explains why he married Ura. He shouts, Mom, do you really think we married for love? His mother asks, isn't that so? It was a business marriage. We only married because of Chairman Ko's contract. Right away the mother-in-law goes home. She confronts Ura. Is it true you married Seo-jun because of Chairman Ko? I was wrong about you. I'm very disappointed in you. Ura cries, I'm sorry, mother-in-law. I only did it because I love Seo-jun so much. The first time Madame introduced me to Seo-jun, I fell in love with him at first sight. Madame suddenly remembers her own marriage with the chairman was the same. Since their fates are so similar, her heart softens. She goes to find Cha Seo-jun again. She tells him to live properly. Cha Seo-jun doesn't understand his mother's actions. They already agreed it was a business marriage. Why is his mother still helping Ura? He decides to use some tricks. That day Cha Seo-jun finds Ura. He asks her to join him for dinner with friends. During the meal Seo-jun plays dirty. He says bad things about Ura in front of his friends. Ura understands this is just Seo-jun trying to pressure her. She forces herself to smile and endure it. Seeing Ura can take so much, he decides to be even meaner. He invites Ura out for karaoke. When Ura opens the door, she sees Seo-jun hugging another woman. He looks so punchable. After suffering, Urra still chooses to endure, no matter how Seo-jun humiliates her. She quietly accepts everything. She even says she will use actions to touch Seo-jun's heart. This shameless woman, Cha Seo-jun, is completely helpless now. This woman fell in love with a foolish boy she grew up with, but 6 years ago this foolish boy disappeared. For these 6 years, she never stopped searching for him. Even this foolish boy's child, she raises as her own. But yesterday she learned this foolish boy has died. This news completely breaks her. She cries uncontrollably. While walking outside, Yoo Min-hyuk sees Han Yoo-jong crying so sadly, he goes to comfort her. When Yoo Min-hyuk walks Yoo-jong home, he asks why she's crying so hard. Yoo-jong tells him the Taepung Appa she's been searching for has died, not knowing. The Taepung Appa she seeks is actually Yoo Min-hyuk. Now Yoo Min-hyuk is very confused. Yoo-jong's sadness is actually for him. But why did she make him leave back then? After returning home, Yoo Min-hyuk can't bear seeing Yoo-jong so heartbroken day and night. He wants to tell Yoo-jong his true identity. But then he thinks of his son. Yoo-jong's family was responsible for his son's death, so he can't soften his heart. The next day, Dong-ho plays downstairs with his grandpa, but the grandpa suddenly needs the bathroom. He tells Dong-ho not to move. Stay right here. After grandpa leaves, Dong-ho's classmates come to bully him. They tease him for not having a dad. They push Dong-ho to the ground. Min-hyuk happens to see this scene. He walks over to check what's happening. Dong-ho suddenly grabs Min-hyuk's hand. After Min-hyuk scares the bullies away, Dong-ho smiles at Min-hyuk. They instantly feel as close as family. Min-hyuk takes Dong-ho to buy snacks. They chat happily together. Dong-ho forgets his grandpa's warning to stay put. When grandpa returns, he finds Dong-ho gone. He calls Yoo-jong immediately. Yoo-jong searches the park frantically in panic. She shouts Min-woo's name. Min-hyuk hears this behind her. He freezes in shock. Min-woo is his own son's name. After returning home, Yoo-jong decides to enroll Dong-ho in company daycare. This way she can take him to work easily. Next day, Min-hyuk sees Dong-ho's enrollment form at work. He grows more restless. Dong-ho is 6 years old, but Yoo-jong wasn't pregnant 6 years ago. How can this child exist? He urgently checks Dong-ho's records in his office. The birth date matches his son's exactly. Could this really be his child? He can't control his emotions anymore. He rushes to Yoo-jong, ready to reveal his identity and claim his son. But he sees Cha Seo-jun with Han Yoo-jong, so he decides not to tell the truth. Yet Cha Seo-jun calls Yoo Min-hyuk to his office and tells him that he and Han Yoo-jong have been getting close again recently. This makes Yoo Min-hyuk think if he tells Han Yoo-jong his real identity, it might hurt his investigation into his mother's death at the company. So he decides to keep hiding the truth from her. One day Han Yoo-jong meets the scammer who lied about the typhoon news. She confronts him about why he tricked her, but the scammer shouts at her, "Are you crazy? Why keep looking? He's alive and well, right beside you." This confuses Han Yoo-jong. Could Yoo Min-hyuk really be Lee Taepung? Back at the office, Han Yoo-jong keeps thinking about the scammer's words. A co-worker brings apple milk tea for everyone, but there's one extra cup. Han Yoo-jong wants to give it to Min-hyuk. Didn't team leader you say he's allergic to apples? He's not allergic to apples. He's allergic to seafood. He loves apples. I'll take it to him. Han Yoo-jong remembers Yoo Min-hyuk clearly told her he was allergic to apples. Why is he now saying it's seafood? Why did he lie to her? The next day, Han Yoo-jong brings Dong-ho to Yoo Min-hyuk's house. She accidentally finds a toy. This is the same toy Dong-ho loved playing with since he was born. Min-woo's name is written on it. This makes Yoo-jong even more upset. She also remembers how Yoo Min-hyuk suddenly cares so much about Dong-ho recently. She's sure Yoo Min-hyuk is her childhood friend Taepung, so she goes to find Yoo Min-hyuk. Turns out Yoo-jong's brother is accused of stealing DL Group's company secrets. He might go to jail. Yoo-jong just wants Cha Seo-jun to help. With Cha Seo-jun's help, Yoo-jong's brother is finally safe to thank Cha Seo-jun. Yoo-jong invites him for dinner, but Urra finds out about this. She runs back to her parents' house. She screams wildly for Yoo-jong to come out. Their mother sees Urra acting crazy. She tells her to calm down, but Urra doesn't listen. She yells, "Han Yoo-jong is stealing my husband." The whole family looks at each other. They don't believe Urra's words. Then Urra shows her mother some photos. They're all pictures of Yoo-jong with Cha Seo-jun. Just then Yoo-jong comes home with the kids. She hears loud shouting inside. Confused, she walks into the house. Yoo-jong sees the messy room. She asks Urra what's wrong with her, but Urra ignores her. She starts fighting with Yoo-jong right away. Just then Dong-ho runs into the room. He shouts, "Stop, don't hit my mom. Auntie, you're a bad person," thinking of the child she gave birth to. Ura warns Yujong, but then leaves. Their mother runs out and asks what's going on. Ura tells her Yujong seduced her husband at DL Group to get revenge. Now she's about to get divorced. She demands Yujong leave the company. Angry, the mother storms into Yujong's room. She orders her to quit the company immediately. Yujong tries hard to explain. She and Cha Seo-jun are just friends. But the mother clearly favors Ura more. She won't listen to Yujong's explanation. She even hits Yujong. Yujong feels very hurt. She doesn't understand why her mother always takes Ura's side. But Yujong won't take this. Lying down the next day, she finds Ura. She warns Ura, "You come home after 5 years. And you turn our home upside down." Ura snaps back. "So what?" Yujong says. "Listen carefully, I'll only say this once. Stop bringing your problems to us. If you come to our house and cause trouble again, I can't promise what I'll do next time. What can someone like you even do? Have you forgotten? I'm your sister? Should I let Seo-jun know about this later?" Yujong impresses everyone with her creative idea. She even wins the chairman's approval. Back at home, while the chairman talks with Cha Seo-jun, he praises Yujong highly. Ura overhears their conversation. She learns Yujong's idea came from teacher Ju's exclusive plan scheming. Ura prepares to use her special trick again. Next day, an angry teacher, Ju, confronts Yujong. He scolds her for being disappointing. He helped her out of kindness, but Yujong leaked his exclusive plan to others. Yujong only understands after seeing the newspaper. A competitor already patented her exclusive plan. When Ura sees the news, she smiles with satisfaction. "Now let's see how you'll keep working at." The company turns out Ura asked their mother to secretly photograph the plan and send it to her. Their biased mother agreed without hesitation. Then Ura gave the plan to teacher Huang, causing billions in losses for the company. To uncover the truth, Yu Min-hyuk and Yujong question teacher Huang. Teacher Huang claims it's his own research, but a small detail reveals the truth to Min-hyuk. Teacher Huang appears to be colorblind. To confirm this suspicion, the next day Yu Min-hyuk brings a basket of red apples to teacher Huang. He claims they are green apples. Seeing teacher Huang doesn't question it, Yu Min-hyuk directly points out his colorblindness. With the truth exposed, teacher Huang confesses everything. Meanwhile, at home, Han Yujong finds photos of her project in her mother's phone. She instantly realizes Ura must be behind this. Angrily, she confronts her mother. "Why help my sister trick me? Now I might lose my job." Her mother says, "Good, then quit. Stop bothering your sister." Kind-hearted Yujong decides to drop the matter. She won't involve her mother, even if it means quitting her job. Her mother tells Ura that Yujong knows the truth. Afraid of being exposed, Ura rushes to teacher Huang's office to silence him. But Yu Min-hyuk turns around instead. Ura is stunned. "How are you here?" she asks. Yu Min-hyuk replies, "Did you think I wouldn't find out? Your little tricks can't fool me." "What do you want?" she asks. "Relax, I won't report you. Just stop bothering Yujong. Otherwise I'll make your hard-earned position very dangerous." This scheming woman wants to marry into a rich family. She hides her true background. She pays fake parents to attend her wedding and lies that they run big businesses abroad. But by pure coincidence, her husband Cha Seo-jun sees her businessman father abroad that day. This makes him suspicious. He already plans to divorce Ura soon. Now he discovers this lie. Of course he investigates further. He goes to Ura's co-worker, trying to get information. But the co-worker knows little. Still tells him one thing. Ura has a classmate named Na-young. Right now Na-young is confronting Ura. Na-young was assaulted by a man Ura sent. Now she's desperate. She threatens Ura, demanding a TV anchor job from her, but Ura refuses. She even laughs at Na-young, mocking this loser for threatening her. "You want to die." She ignores Na-young and walks away. Back at work, Ura hears Cha Seo-jun visited. He asked for Na-young's number, but no one had it. This makes her panic. Cha Seo-jun doesn't have Na-young's phone number, but Na-young can call Cha Seo-jun anytime. She rushes to Cha Seo-jun's office, afraid that Na-young might meet Cha Seo-jun. Now she stays close to Cha Seo-jun all the time to stop Na-young from appearing. On their way home, Cha Seo-jun's phone rings. This makes Ura very nervous. When she hears it's Secretary Kim calling, Ura feels relieved. When they reach their doorstep, Na-young appears in front of them. Na-young introduces herself right away. Since Cha Seo-jun wants to learn about Urra from Na-young, he invites Na-young inside for tea. Na-young says she and Urra have been classmates since middle school. We've known each other for over 10 years, right, Urra? Urra awkwardly says yes. Cha Seo-jun asks if they know each other well. Of course we know each other well after being friends for so many years. You must know each other's families too. Of course we know them well. Urra treats her family members very well. She acts like the eldest daughter. Even when young, very responsible Cha Seo-jun asks, eldest daughter, isn't she an only child? Urra explains that she naturally takes on the responsibilities of both the eldest son and daughter. Just as the conversation gets serious, Seo-jun stands up to answer a phone call. When he returns after the call, he finds Na-young has already left. Urra lies that Na-young had urgent business and left first. The next day Na-young goes to see Seo-jun alone. She wants to talk to him about Urra. Just as Na-young starts to talk about Urra's past, Urra bursts in. She tells Na-young that Seo-jun is busy. Let's go out and catch up. But Na-young ignores this. She insists on finishing what she has to say. Na-young says, didn't you ask about Urra's past before? That's why I remembered. When Urra and I were in middle school together, she once fell into the water. Do you remember? At that time, to save you, didn't a boy jump into the water? But she hasn't forgotten about it. Do you know what she did after growing up? Urra interrupts. Na-young, our Seo-jun is very busy. He doesn't have time for these stories. If you want to talk about memories, come outside with me. This leaves Seo-jun completely confused. What's going on? After the two sit down alone, Na-young gets straight to the point. Na-young threatens to either find her a job or give her enough money to live on, or else face the consequences. Urra's mind races with a million thoughts. Although she married into a rich family, her position isn't secure yet. How can she find Na-young a job, let alone share any wealth? She hasn't even seen the family fortune yet. Helpless Urra gives Na-young the silver necklace her mother-in-law gave her at the wedding, telling her to sell it. It should help her get by for a while. Na-young agrees to this plan. The next day Na-young takes the necklace to a pawn shop. The owner thinks something's wrong with it. He asks Na-young to wait, then calls the police about stolen goods, reporting, the stolen necklace is here. They need to come quickly. Na-young gasps, stolen. That Han Urra. Furious Na-young calls Urra, but Urra feels great right now. After all, Na-young is now a thief, too busy hiding from the police to expose Urra's secrets. Try to mess with me. You're not ready yet. That day Min-hyuk visits Seo-jun's home. His couple ring catches Cha Seo-jun's attention. Seo-jun asks who his girlfriend is, but Min-hyuk avoids the question, saying he'll introduce her later. Clueless Cha Seo-jun doesn't realize yet that his best friend Min-hyuk's girlfriend is actually his first love, Han Yoo-jong. Meanwhile, Urra wonders who Min-hyuk's girlfriend is. She asks her all-knowing driver for information, but the photos she receives show it's actually her younger sister, Yoo-jong. This makes her feel like she has leverage over Min-hyuk. Next day, Urra confronts Min-hyuk. She directly shows him the photos, demanding he stop Seo-jun from investigating her. But Min-hyuk isn't worried. He says if she's so scared of being investigated, she must be hiding something bad. If I find your secret first and tell Seo-jun, what trouble would you be in? But Urra is a clever schemer. She finds Min-hyuk's weak spot. I hope you and Han Yoo-jong end up together. If I win Seo-jun's heart, then you two can date without worries. Honestly, Urra is pretty smart. These words make Min-hyuk hesitate. If Seo-jun finds out about this, he'll surely kick him out of the company. Then he'll lose his chance to investigate his mother's death. For now, Min-hyuk decides to keep Urra calm. Yoo-jong comes to the office to leave work with Min-hyuk, but she notices Min-hyuk has taken off his ring, realizing something is wrong, as she learns her sister Urra is threatening Min-hyuk. She confronts Urra. She warns Urra to stop threatening Min-hyuk. Urra casually agrees, but there's a condition. Urra says, leave the company. Yoo-jong asks, this again. I don't care if you two are dating. Just stay away from Seo-jun. So if you leave the company, I won't bother Min-hyuk. Yoo-jong agrees to Urra's demand so Min-hyuk can safely investigate their mother's death. She accepts Urra's condition. Urra feels extremely pleased. She finally got rid of the woman Seo-jun likes. But before she can enjoy this feeling, Na-young calls her. Na-young says, I sent Seo-jun a gift. It should arrive soon. Luckily, Urra stops the package in the lobby. She opens it and finds their graduation photo. She's glad she got it first. Then Na-young calls again. She mocks. Do you think I only sent one copy? Urra gasps, what? Urra rushes back to the office, but it's too late. Cha Seo-jun has already seen the graduation photo. When Urra rushes to the office, no one is there. She only finds an empty photo envelope. Meanwhile, Cha Seo-jun takes the photo to Yoo-jong. He asks why she never told him she was Urra's classmate. As Yoo-jong hesitates to answer, she gets a call from Urra. Urra warns her not to speak carelessly if she wants Yoo Min-hyuk to keep his job. After hanging up, Yoo-jong tells Cha Seo-jun she barely knows Urra. Then he asks if she knows about Urra's family. Yoo-jong lies again, saying she doesn't know much. When Cha Seo-jun tries to ask more, his secretary reminds him about a meeting. Yoo-jong has already prepared her resignation letter. Meanwhile, Yoo Min-hyuk learns that Urra's fake father is coming for dinner. He calls Urra's mother's shop to request a mattress delivery. He plans to send Urra's real father to her in-laws' house. The father accidentally sees a wedding photo on the wall. He realizes this is Urra's in-laws' home. When Urra returns, her mother-in-law says her father has arrived. She tells Urra to greet him. Urra thinks it's her fake father, but to her surprise her real father walks out of the room. This shocks her completely. She is completely shocked. Then the fake father walks in from behind. Urra calls out, "Dad, you came quite early." The fake father says, "Long time, no see. Let me hug my daughter." "Okay, Dad." You can imagine how heartbroken Urra's real father must be. He can only leave sadly. After seeing off the fake father, Urra finds her real father. She blames him for going to her in-laws' house. The disappointed father tells her, "I was just making a delivery. If I knew it was your in-laws' place, I would never have gone." Urra asks who sent him. Her father says it was Yoo Min-hyuk. Angry, Urra storms into Yoo Min-hyuk's office to confront him. "Why did you send gifts to my house? What are you planning?" "I sent gifts to thank you for dinner last time. Is there a problem? Why specifically that shop? Is there any reason it shouldn't be that shop?" Urra feels terribly wronged but can't explain. Meanwhile, threatened, Yoo-jong submits her resignation. But Cha Seo-jun isn't stupid. He easily guesses Urra forced her to quit, so he goes to find Urra. He tells her to stop wasting her time. He won't let Yoo-jong quit her job. Yoo Min-hyuk learns Urra used photos to threaten Yoo-jong into quitting. He decides to teach Urra a lesson. She keeps threatening people with those stupid photos. It's really annoying. "It's just a photo. I have one too." He finds Urra. He hands her the photo directly. "What will Seo-jun and your in-laws think when they see this photo? What if they learn about your past? Do you think your photos can still threaten me? Now I have this photo too." Seeing Urra so scared, Yoo Min-hyuk feels very satisfied. He walks away coolly, leaving Urra alone and angry. But our scheming Urra won't give up so easily. She's at diamond level in this game. Her best skill is covering her own tracks. Back home she calls her all-purpose fixer. She wants tomorrow's hot topic. Next day, fake AI, deepfake videos of her flood the internet. Urra acts innocent in front of her family. She says someone must be jealous of her beauty. That's why they used AI to make fake videos. Back in her room her expression changes completely. Now she can say, "Min-hyuk's photo is fake too. This really hurts the enemy, but also hurts myself." When Yoo Min-hyuk sees the news, he's amazed by Urra's tricks. She actually solved the problem this way. Time for another move. Today Yoo Min-hyuk takes the chairman and Urra to dinner. At a red light, they see a street vendor selling fish-shaped pastries. He mentions he hasn't eaten them in ages. The chairman says he wants to try some too. Urra quickly offers to go buy some. At the stall she sees the man she hired to pretend to be her father. After quickly buying the pastries, Urra makes an excuse to leave. She returns to the stall and yells at the man. She asks why he isn't in America. She demands to know what he's doing here. She scolds him for not following her orders. After taking her money, she tells him to leave. Immediately after Urra leaves, Yoo Min-hyuk appears before the man. He gives him a stack of dollars. Yoo Min-hyuk just wants to know what Urra told him to say. Turns out Urra didn't just hire fake parents. She also lied about graduating from Stanford. After learning this, Yoo Min-hyuk wants to expose Urra's lie. He finds a colleague who graduated from Stanford. He casually mentions their department head's wife. Urra also claims to be a Stanford graduate. The colleague looks surprised. Only a few Koreans have graduated from Stanford. The wife of our department head is actually my schoolmate. We must meet and chat, but Urra refuses the invitation. Seeing Urra won't take the bait, Min-hyuk invites Urra to dinner himself. Seo-jun overhears and insists on joining. When the three sit down, Min Hyuk mentions he also invited Urra's schoolmate. Urra doesn't understand what he means. Just then the colleague walks in. He says to Urra, "I just learned Han Urra graduated from Stanford too. We were there around the same time. But I don't remember seeing you there." Now Urra realizes what this dinner is about. She quickly drinks water to calm herself. Seeing the perfect timing, Min Hyuk excuses himself to the restroom. When he returns, they're chatting happily. This makes him see Urra in a new light. The colleague takes the chance to suggest Urra host the alumni meeting. She could meet many high society people. She just needs to show her diploma. This tempts Urra, but first she needs to get a diploma. Min Hyuk knows Urra's situation well. He plans to find someone to make a fake diploma for her. Yoo Jong and Min Hyuk are talking sweetly on the phone. As their conversation gets more intimate, Yoo Jong accidentally calls him Taepung Appa. Her father happens to hear this from behind. He immediately questions Yoo Jong about it. Seeing they can't hide the truth anymore, Min Hyuk has to tell Yoo Jong's father his real identity. He explains why he kept his identity secret, but Yoo Jong's father blames himself for abandoning him in the past. Min Hyuk believes Urra is the one to blame for everything he says. All the fault lies with Urra. The next day, the father finds Urra. He takes her to Whyun's house to confess everything. But the scheming Urra doesn't care. She worked so hard to get where she is now. She won't give up easily, but her father insists on taking her to Whyun. In panic, Urra grabs the steering wheel from her father. This causes the car to crash into the roadside. Her father loses consciousness immediately. Urra is shocked by what happened. Just then a private car stops to check the situation. Afraid of being discovered, Urra abandons her father. She quietly runs away alone. Back home, Urra still worries about her father. She calls the hospital to check on him. Hearing he's not seriously hurt, she finally relaxes. The next day, she visits him at the hospital. Her father keeps urging her to stop her bad behavior. Urra finally opens up about her feelings. She says, "After Dad messed up the house guarantee and lost our home, living at Taepung's place meant watching everyone's moods every day. The only thing I could do back then was give up studying what I wanted, eating what I craved, doing what I loved. I gave up everything. 5 years ago, I couldn't become an anchor because I didn't go to a good college. That life was pure hell for me. Dad, I'm truly happy now. So please, Dad, help me this time. Just don't interfere anymore." What father wouldn't want his child to be happy? Every family has its own struggles. Meanwhile, Min Hyuk successfully helps police catch the fake diploma gang. But the case involves too many important people, so it's not made public yet. Panicked Urra rushes to her driver for help. He tells her name is on the suspect list. If this gets out, she'll lose everything she has. Now, while checking the list, Urra spots the police chief's son's name too. Now she sees a way out. Using a fake interview excuse, she goes straight to the chief's office. She casually mentions the recent crackdown on fake U.S. diploma agencies that's under investigation. The director looks very shocked after hearing this. Seeing the director's reaction, Urra knows the matter is settled. Sure enough, Min Hyuk soon gets news that the investigation has been stopped. They say the director made this decision after Urra's interview. Even Min Hyuk has to admire Urra's methods. From her all-knowing driver, Urra learns that Min Hyuk was the whistleblower. This makes Urra think Min Hyuk keeps causing trouble for her. She's been cleaning up his messes too often. She decides to teach him a lesson. Using an apology to Yoo Jong as excuse, she invites Yoo Jong and 2 others to dinner. During the meal, Urra smiles and tells them a story. "My friend has a crush on someone, but her close friend confessed first. Now they're secretly dating. When my friend found out, she was heartbroken. I don't know how to comfort her. Cha Seo-jun, what would you do in this situation?" Seo-jun replies, "Real friends wouldn't do that. If my friend did this to me, I wouldn't forgive either of them." After getting Seo-jun's answer, she asks Yoo Jong for her opinion too. Yoo Jong doesn't know what to say. She excuses herself to go to the bathroom. Seo-jun follows her. Only Urra and Min Hyuk remain. Urra gets straight to the point. She says, "You've caused me a lot of trouble lately. I didn't even complain about it. You need to understand the situation. Stop causing trouble. If you do it again, I can't promise these photos won't reach Seo-jun." Urra thinks she has Min Hyuk under control, but Min Hyuk stays expressionless, as if ignoring her words. He reminds her, "You got a text on your phone." When Urra checks her phone, it's her child's birth certificate. She's so shocked, she drops her glass. Back at home, Urra stares at the birth certificate, deep in thought. I gave the child to my sister. How does someone else have this document? Only the hospital would have this. She goes to the hospital and confronts the doctor. Why did you share private information with others? The doctor says, the father came to get it. Photos confirm it was Taepong who came. How is this possible? Didn't Taepong die? Urra meets with her sister Yujong. She asks, where is Taepong now? Yujong answers her Taepong died 6 years ago. If you don't believe me, ask our parents to confirm. But Urra still can't understand. Then who went to the hospital? Just then the driver sends her hospital surveillance footage. When she sees the dead Taepong in the video, she breaks out in a cold sweat. Meanwhile, the hospital is found to have hidden newborn death reports. The director gets arrested by police. The hospital will shut down. Birth records get sent to prosecutors, even if the driver has connections. Once things go there, he can't interfere anymore. This frustrates Urra. Being a rich wife means either cleaning up her messes or running to clean up messes. To keep the child from causing trouble, she decides to send him abroad. That Urra tells her mother, let's send Dongho to America. Her mother gasps, what? Urra says, Mom, go to America with Dongho. Why send Dongho to America? Because he's in my way. Dongho isn't your child now. His registration is under Yujong's name. But why is he an obstacle to you? His very existence is my obstacle. As long as he stays in this country, I'll be in danger. But this time the mother refuses her demand. So Urra goes straight to her house. She threatens to kill herself unless the mother agrees. The mother shouts, are you crazy? Oh my God, she's really gone mad. Spit it out, spit it out. Urra threatens, watch your daughter die right here. Or take the child and leave the country. Seeing her daughter's madness, the mother realizes this is a life or death crisis. She finally agrees to Urra's demand. Satisfied, Urra throws away the vitamin bottle and leaves the next day. As Urra arranged, the mother and child board a bus to the airport. Meanwhile, Yujong gets a call. Dongho didn't come to school. She calls her mother in panic, but the mother's phone is turned off. The family anxiously waits at home, though not her biological child. She's raised Dongho as her own all these years. Just as Urra celebrates getting rid of the problem, the driver calls. They escaped mid-route. The mother and child ran away as Urra panics about what to do. Yujong calls to meet. The sisters go to a cafe. Yujong directly asks Urra where she hid their mother and the child. Why did she put them on a bus to the airport? But Urra doesn't know where mother and child are now. Urra lies. I wanted to send the child to study in America to give him a better environment. 4 or 5 years Urra and never cared for the child. Now suddenly she wants him to get good education abroad. Yujong doesn't believe this excuse at all. Meanwhile, mother takes the child to a relative's house, but Dongho misses his mom. Mother gets some snacks to comfort Dongho while she's away. Dongho takes out his smartwatch to call his mom. Yujong gets an alert that Dongho's watch turned on. She immediately tracks Dongho's location. She calls Min Hyuk to tell him not to worry. She has found Dongho's location. Min Hyuk finally relaxes. He goes straight to Urra, grabs her by the neck. He yells, how dare you? I usually ignore your tricks. But now you hurt my child. Die. But the scene changes. He was just daydreaming. This is so embarrassing. He warns Urra, never touch Yujong's child again. Then he leaves. That night Yujong brings her mother and child back home. The father questions the mother. Why did you hide the child? The mother says sadly she didn't want to send the child abroad, as Urra demanded. How heartbroken would Yujong be? So she decided to hide with the child. The father feels mixed emotions. Urra used to be so obedient. How did she become like this? Now she won't even spare her own child. He goes to Urra's door. Have you no conscience left? How could you try to send Dongho away? Even 6 years ago, when you abandoned your child and Taepong, you said it was because of your useless father. I tried to understand you then. But what you're doing now is too much. From today, you're no longer my daughter. Let's end our father-daughter relationship for good. Heartbroken, the father walks away. Watching her father leave, Urra feels terrible, too gloomy. She returns to her office. There's a letter on her desk. When she opens it, her face turns pale. There's also a note inside. The note says Cha Seojun also received the same photo. She rushes to Cha Seojun's office, but she can't find the letter after searching everywhere. Then Cha Seojun walks in holding the letter. Cha Seojun is about to open the letter. Urra closes her eyes in fear. She quietly waits for her fate. But after 49 seconds Cha Seojun still hasn't reacted. She opens her eyes. She secretly glances at the photo in Cha Seo-jun's hand. It's just a landscape photo. It was a false alarm. So she finds the driver. She gives him the photo she has. She asks him to check the fingerprints. When the results come back, the fingerprints match Lee Tae-pung's. How is this possible? Didn't Tae-pung die? So if you do bad things, you'll have nightmares at night the next day. Urra hosts a show. She needs to read a viewer's letter. But the more she reads, the stranger it gets. The letter describes how she abandoned her husband and child and ran away with money. She can't continue reading. It feels like Tae-pung is standing right in front of her. She returns to her office in panic. The driver calls her. He tells her he found Tae-pung's address. When she enters the room, she finds Yoo Min-hyuk inside. This makes her realize Tae-pung has always been close to her. Yoo Min-hyuk is Tae-pung. Yoo Min-hyuk says he didn't want things to go this far. But Urra keeps crossing the line. She even uses their child to threaten him. This goes beyond what he can accept. Yoo Min-hyuk tells Urra to give up being DL Group's daughter-in-law and pay for her crimes. But Urra won't give up easily. Yoo Min-hyuk says this isn't a discussion. He shows their old wedding video. He says the only reason he hasn't exposed it yet is because she's Dong-ho's birth mother. But now that you've given up, don't blame me for what happens next. Urra worked hard to become DL Group's daughter-in-law. She won't let go so easily. She sneaks into Yoo Min-hyuk's office to find the USB drive. But Yoo Min-hyuk returns at that moment. He sees Urra searching through his things. Yoo Min-hyuk asks if she's looking for evidence. Urra nervously says no. Yoo Min-hyuk asks if she really thinks he'd keep evidence there. Urra, you underestimate me. He warns her to stop scheming and make a decision. Urra has no choice but to go to her mother. She puts on a pitiful face and tells her mother. If Yoo Min-hyuk exposes the truth, she can't go on living. She begs her mother to convince Yoo Min-hyuk to spare her. So Urra's mother goes to Yoo Min-hyuk's office. She directly reveals that Yoo Min-hyuk is actually Lee Tae-pung. She kneels down to apologize for what happened 5 years ago. She begs him to spare Urra. She asks him not to expose the contents of the USB drive. But Yoo Min-hyuk doesn't respect Urra's mother. He refuses her request. That night Urra sends her driver to sneak into Yoo Min-hyuk's house. They steal the USB drive. They also discover that the name Yoo Min-hyuk is using actually belongs to someone else. And that person is already dead. They even find one of that person's classmates. Urra brings the classmate to confront Yoo Min-hyuk. Cha Seo-jun happens to be there too. She plans to expose Yoo Min-hyuk's fake identity in front of them. But what she doesn't know is Yoo Min-hyuk's brain has been modified. He has perfect memory. Now he searches his memory for information about this person. After searching for a while, he asks, Tae-seo, how have you been? Park Tae-seo, class 4-4, number 19. Nice to see you again. Later they meet at a cafe. Yoo Min-hyuk says, you went through a lot of trouble to find my high school classmate, didn't you? He asks. Did you underestimate me? You think you have evidence. And now you're showing off. But the one you took? Is it the original? I gave you time to think because I cared about you. Yet you still try to cause trouble for me. It seems I must expose you soon. Urra begs, I'm sorry. Please let me go this time. This is the last time. But for a scheming woman like her, she won't stop until she's cornered. She talks with the driver. They plan an accident to frame Min-hyuk. She asks Min-hyuk to meet on the rooftop at 3 p.m. When Min-hyuk arrives, no one is there. Meanwhile, the driver sneaks into Min-hyuk's office. He sends an email using Min-hyuk's computer. As he leaves, he runs into Seo-jun looking for Min-hyuk. Seo-jun finds the office empty. He checks the time and leaves. On his way home, Min-hyuk drives. He sees Urra in a car accident. He takes her to the hospital. Little does he know this kindness plays right into Urra's trap. The next day, police come to his home. He's taken to the station as a suspect in Urra's murder. At the station, a stranger appears out of nowhere. He claims Min-hyuk ordered him to do it. There are text messages and money transfers as proof. Min-hyuk insists he's innocent. Then the police show him a document. The text messages were sent from Yoo Min-hyuk's office IP address. They were sent at 3 p.m. Now he can't explain his way out of this. He gets arrested immediately. When Cha Seo-jun hears about this, he feels something's wrong. He went to Yoo Min-hyuk's office at 3 p.m., but no one was there. Just as he's about to go prove Yoo Min-hyuk's innocence at the police station, Urra conveniently wakes up. She planned all this. She can't let Cha Seo-jun ruin her plan. So she shows Cha Seo-jun some photos directly. Cha Seo-jun is shocked when he sees the photos. Urra says, Team Leader Yu is dating Han Yu-jong. And now you still want to save Team Leader Yu? He's the one who betrayed you. Cha Seo-jun says this must be a misunderstanding. Ura says this is why he tried to kill me. He knew I had these photos. He tried to take them from me. Then he threatened me not to tell you. He asked to meet me because he wanted to silence me. After hearing Ura's story, Cha Seo-jun hesitates. Cha Seo-jun takes the photos and confronts Yoo Min-hyuk. He asks if he's really dating Yoo Jong. Yoo Min-hyuk can only say sorry to Cha Seo-jun. Hearing this answer, Cha Seo-jun gets very emotional. He cries that Yoo Min-hyuk knew he liked Yoo Jong for years. Why did you take the woman I love? There are so many women in this world. Why did you have to choose her? Hearing Cha Seo-jun's cries, Yoo Min-hyuk also feels very guilty. Meanwhile, Han Ura in the hospital room looks pleased. She has successfully made Cha Seo-jun stop helping Yoo Min-hyuk. Now Yoo Min-hyuk will surely have to stay in prison for years. Actually, Cha Seo-jun has already found evidence proving Yoo Min-hyuk's innocence. Han Yoo-jong arrives and asks Cha Seo-jun about the investigation progress. But Cha Seo-jun lies and says there's no progress yet. Cha Seo-jun is still hesitating about whether to save Yoo Min-hyuk. The next day, Cha Seo-jun brings Han Ura back from the hospital. Han Ura secretly rejoices when she learns Cha Seo-jun isn't helping Yoo Min-hyuk because after tomorrow Yoo Min-hyuk will lose his chance to prove his innocence. But the next day Yoo Min-hyuk is released. When he comes out, he sees Cha Seo-jun waiting outside. Earlier, Cha Seo-jun went to Yoo Min-hyuk's office seeing the sign for the legal team leader. He remembers all their past moments together. He can't bear to see his friend wrongly imprisoned, so he decides to save Yoo Min-hyuk. Later the two sit down together. Cha Seo-jun tells Yoo Min-hyuk, even though Han Yoo-jong is your girlfriend, I'll still keep loving her. I'll wait until you break up, then I'll pursue her. Yoo Min-hyuk doesn't know how to respond. For now, this seems to be the only solution. Today, Dong-ho starts bleeding heavily. Yoo-jong rushes the child to the hospital. Tests show he has leukemia. This shocking news makes Yoo-jong heartbroken. Yoo Min-hyuk hurries to the hospital after getting the call. He checks on the child's condition. The doctor tells them the child's condition is getting worse. His life is in danger. The only treatment is a bone marrow transplant. But not everyone can donate marrow. They need to find a matching donor first. They test the parents as the father. Yoo Min-hyuk immediately gets tested. Surprisingly, his marrow doesn't match the child's. What's more, he's not even related to the child. This shocks Yoo Min-hyuk. How is this possible? He thinks back to his time with Ura before marriage. They only had sex once. Other times they didn't even hold hands. And that one time he was asleep. He didn't even feel anything. He only found out when they woke up naked in bed. Ura told him they had sex. Now he realizes Ura tricked him. Actually, nothing happened that night. She just made it look like they did. Now he realizes Ura only married him to make him take responsibility for her child. Furious Min-hyuk goes to confront Ura. He tells her their child has leukemia. The only way to save the boy is a bone marrow transplant. He demands both her and the real father get tested. Ura calmly says, fine, I understand. I'll get tested. Though Ura agrees to the tests, she has conditions. She demands Min-hyuk hand over all documents about her. She's truly a master manipulator. She's using her own son's life to threaten Min-hyuk. Min-hyuk is so angry he wants to tear her apart right there. But Ura just smiles and says, it's your choice whether to save the child or not. Then she walks away, leaving a frustrated Min-hyuk behind. Most people use children to threaten the real parents to get what they want, but Ura does the opposite. She reverses it, using her own child's life to threaten others to achieve her goals. No one has ever seen a mother like this. People want to slap her twice and still feel angry. Back home, Min-hyuk tries to recall who the real father might be. He remembers 6 years ago a man in a hospital gown came to his door looking for Ura. Later he saw this man's name. He sees the man's name is Choi Jun-seo. He thinks this man must be the child's real father. So he searches for all people named Choi Jun-seo in Korea. He even sends emails to each of them, but no one replies. Today Ura's father finds her. He asks her to do a bone marrow test, but Ura doesn't answer him. Instead she tells him to leave quickly. She's afraid someone might see them. But Cha Seo-jun already hears their conversation. You need to be really smart to be such a scheming woman. Ura calmly explains right away. She says it's a child she sponsors who has leukemia. The child's father is asking her for money to treat it. Cha Seo-jun leaves, not fully believing her. This makes Ura finally relax. Meanwhile, the child's condition gets worse. Without a bone marrow transplant, soon the child could die at any time. This forces Yoo Min-hyuk to find Urra again. He gives her all the files from his USB drive. He demands she do the bone marrow transplant immediately. Urra takes the USB and agrees to his request, but she says, as a public figure, only the three of them can know about this. Everything must be kept secret. Yoo Min-hyuk agrees to her terms. The next day, Urra goes to the hospital for tests. Her parents are very happy when they hear she's getting tested. The child is in very good condition now. The transplant surgery can happen today. Now everyone feels happy. They think the child will recover soon. Cha Seo-jun comes to the hospital to thank the bone marrow donor. Urra sees this by chance. This can't happen. If Cha Seo-jun finds out the truth, her life as a rich wife will be over. So she leaves the hospital directly. Everything is ready for the child's surgery, but Urra is nowhere to be found. Yoo Min-hyuk and Yoo Jong search everywhere, but can't find Urra. Now the child goes into shock. Doctors try their best to save him, but they can't save the child's life. The child passes away. The whole family now hates Urra. She gave the child hope. Why did she run away at the most important time? The greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. She killed her own 6-year-old son. She isn't sad. Instead, she feels happy. She thinks her obstacle has been removed. No one can threaten her now. But when she returns to her office, she receives a DNA test report about her and the child. She thinks Yoo Min-hyuk did this again. Angrily, she goes to Yoo Min-hyuk's office to confront him. But Yoo Min-hyuk tells her, I wouldn't use a child against you. Do you think everyone is as heartless as you? This confuses Urra. If it's not Yoo Min-hyuk, then who sent it? She goes home puzzled. Her mother-in-law says they have a guest. It's someone from the support foundation. But Urra is terrified when she sees the guest. It's Choi Jun-seo, her ex-boyfriend. He's the child's real father. That night Urra meets Choi Jun-seo. He asks her directly, how is our child? Urra says, the child got very sick and died recently. She blames him for not showing up sooner. But Choi Jun-seo knows she's lying. He contacted Yoo Min-hyuk after seeing his email, but it was too late. The child had already passed away. Yoo Min-hyuk told Choi Jun-seo everything. Choi Jun-seo asks why she's so cruel. For her own gain, she abandoned her own child. Urra doesn't care. The child is already gone. What's the point now? This makes Choi Jun-seo furious. He vows to destroy everything Urra gained through lies. When Urra gets home, she collapses on the floor. Her two exes are teaming up against her. She feels this crisis is worse than anything before. So she goes to Yoo Min-hyuk. She confronts him. She says they have no proof. She asks why they keep threatening her without evidence. But Yoo Min-hyuk tells her. He says evidence can be made. He says getting her toothbrush would be easy. Then they'll test it against the child's belongings for DNA. That would be their proof. Urra is shocked. She never thought of this. She goes to the child's room. She packs all the child's belongings, ready to take them. But Yoo Jong comes home and sees her. Yoo Jong sees the person who caused the child's death. Daring to come to their house, she grabs Urra's hair and starts pulling. Yoo Jong screams at her to get out. Urra shouts, Han Yoo Jong, let go. Yoo Jong forces her to apologize to the child. She blames Urra for the child's death. Urra struggles and yells, let go. Finally, Urra is kicked out, but she didn't get the items. That night Urra goes to Choi Jun-seo. She kneels down and apologizes to Choi Jun-seo. She begs for his forgiveness. Seeing no reaction from Choi Jun-seo, she has no choice but to use her charms. She suddenly hugs him. Urra cries, didn't we love each other? She claims Jun-seo is the only one she truly loved. She begs him to give her one more chance, calling him Jun-seo, Appa. But he won't take back what he threw away. Choi Jun-seo flatly rejects her. He then tells Yoo Min-hyuk to prepare the next step. The next day, news breaks about Urra meeting a mystery man at night. The chairman sees it and demands an explanation. Urra says the man is Choi Jun-seo, a sponsor from the foundation. She claims they only discussed work yesterday. Meanwhile, Choi Jun-seo calls Cha Seo-jun. He says he and Urra dated 6 years ago, and he knows exactly what kind of person Urra is. He offers to help Cha Seo-jun win the divorce case. They agree to meet the next day to discuss details. When Urra learns about their planned meeting, she goes to Cha Seo-jun's office. She desperately tries to stop him from meeting Choi Jun-seo. She gets more and more worked up. Cha Seo-jun notices how hard she's trying to stop him. He thinks there must be something fishy going on. This makes him even more determined. He decides he must meet this Choi Jun-seo. But our scheming female lead Urra. But Urra won't give up so easily. Since Seojun insists on meeting Juneseo, she decides to take extreme measures. She makes a call. She orders someone to kill that person. The woman shows no sadness for her dead son. She sees people as obstacles to her wealthy lifestyle. She feels relieved when they're gone. The man seeking revenge for her son becomes another obstacle for her. She coldly decides again to have this man killed. Suddenly Juneseo wakes up. He kicks the masked man and turns on the light. The masked man grabs Juneseo by the throat. Min-hyuk suddenly bursts in. He knocks the masked man down. As he tries to remove the mask, the attacker sprays something in his face. The masked man escapes. He then informs Urra that the plan has failed. Urra flies into a rage. She curses angrily. The next day, as Juneseo prepares to meet Seojun, Urra enters the room. She begs Juneseo to let her go again, but he refuses. Once more, seeing this, Urra starts violently hitting herself. Choi Juneseo is completely confused by this when he arrives at DL Group waiting for Cha Seojun, but instead the police show up. They accuse him of hitting Urra and take him to the police station. Luckily, Yoo Min-hyuk comes as Choi Juneseo's lawyer. Since there's no evidence, Choi Juneseo is released for now. Urra comes to see Choi Juneseo again. She asks if he'll give up everything just to fight her. Choi Juneseo firmly says yes. But then Urra suddenly kidnaps Choi Juneseo's mother. She threatens that if he reports her, she can't guarantee his mother's safety. Now Choi Juneseo is very worried about his mother feeling threatened. He tells Yoo Min-hyuk he won't pursue Urra anymore. That day Yoo-jong gets a call for help from the company. She comes back to work for one day and happens to meet Urra. Urra tries to ruin Yoo-jong's relationship with Yoo Min-hyuk. She tells Yoo-jong that Yoo Min-hyuk arranged her job at the company just to make her date Cha Seojun and kick Urra out. She says he's using her. After hearing this, Yoo-jong suddenly understands everything. She says, so that's how it is to get her sister out of DL. I should be with Seojun. Then Urra gasps in surprise. She asks if her sister just told her what to do. Little does she know, Min-hyuk hears Yoo-jong's words. The next day Yoo-jong goes to Cha Seojun. She says she wants to be with him. When Seojun hears Yoo-jong's words, he becomes very happy. But to be together properly, he needs to divorce Urra first. Yoo-jong doesn't care about that. She's only with Seojun to make Urra leave. Meanwhile, Urra negotiates with Choi Juneseo at a cliff. Urra tells Juneseo to leave Korea now. She'll tell him where his mother is. After that, as Juneseo hesitates to agree, Min-hyuk texts him. The message says his mother is already found. Reading this, Juneseo suddenly changes his attitude. He accuses Urra of doing anything to get her weighed. He says he'll go tell her in-laws the truth. Now Urra desperately tries to stop him. During their struggle, Urra accidentally pushes him off the cliff. This makes Urra panic. Luckily, no cameras or witnesses saw what happened. Only the two of them know about it. She worries Juneseo might still be alive after the fall, so she calls her old driver. She tells him to find Juneseo. The fall makes the body unrecognizable. Urra doesn't check the face because she finds it disgusting, but she sees the watch on the wrist. This confirms it's definitely Choi Juneseo. To take revenge for her son, Yoo-jong agrees to date her sister's husband. When Urra comes home, she finds Yoo-jong there too. This shocks her completely. Yoo-jong came with Cha Seojun to get the chairman and madam's approval. Of course, the couple strongly objects. They complain about this situation. They look down on Yoo-jong for being a single mom. They say she's not good enough for their precious son. Just then Urra arrives. Seeing this, Yoo-jong quickly says the child was given to her by her sister to raise. This confuses everyone, especially Urra. She's scared out of her mind. Madam asks why she's raising her sister's child. Yoo-jong says it's because her sister is dead. She almost reveals the truth. After this, Cha Seojun takes Yoo-jong home. Then Urra meets with Yoo-jong. She demands to know what's going on. Yoo-jong says her sister gave her the idea to get rid of her. She should date Seojun, so she's just following orders. Urra shouts, "Han Yoo-jong." She yells, "You've gone crazy." Yoo-jong tells her to stop speaking sarcastically. The game has just begun. Urra asks what she means. Yoo-jong says if she had revealed the child was her sister's earlier, the game would have ended right then. But that would be no fun. She will expose everything, step by step. She wants Urra to feel the same pain. She'll watch everything gained through lies slowly disappear. Urra curses angrily. These words make Urra furious. Then Urra goes to Yoo Min-hyuk. She blames him for breaking up with Yoo-jong. Now Yu Jong is trying to steal her husband, but Min Hyuk says she brought this on herself. Who else can she blame? Angry Ura storms out and sees Yu Jong being affectionate with Cha Seo-jun at work. This makes her even madder. She goes to her parents and asks why Min Hyuk broke up with Yu Jong. Her parents tell her Min Hyuk is her ex-husband. They can't be together officially. This makes Ura even angrier. Ura argues they never even held hands. How can that count as marriage? Her mother suddenly slaps her. She yells that Ura didn't even visit when her own son died. She didn't even come to see him. Stunned by the slap, Ura angrily walks away. It seems she'll have to solve this problem herself in the end. She carries the burden alone. That night Ura finds Seo-jun. She agrees to the divorce. She takes out a bottle of wine. It was meant for their wedding anniversary. Now it's for their divorce anniversary. Seo-jun drinks with her without suspicion. The next day Seo-jun wakes up in a hotel. He doesn't remember what happened last night. He only recalls Ura agreeing to divorce. He shares the good news with Yu Jong. Yu Jong suspects Ura is plotting something bad. She wouldn't agree to divorce so easily. But now winning Seo-jun's parents' hearts is key. Protesters gather at the company entrance. When Madame Wayun steps out, they throw rotten eggs at her. Yu Jong steps in to protect her. Madame Wayun is deeply moved. During a visit to their home, Yu Jong brings expensive cosmetics. Miri is overjoyed. Ura returns to see the happy family. She feels her position is threatened. Time to make her next move. She tells Miri, I found out Yu Jong's family is very poor. She also had bad habits since childhood. She often got into fights outside. She had countless boyfriends in the past. None of her relationships ended well. Cha Miri then tells Madame Ju about this. That day Yu Jong waits for Cha Seo-jun in the parking lot. Suddenly, two big men appear and harass Yu Jong. Cha Seo-jun sees this and rushes over to fight them. Cha Seo-jun gets knocked down in the end after being taken to the hospital. Madame Ju arrives seeing her precious son hospitalized because of Yu Jong. She slaps Yu Jong in anger. This was all part of Ura's plan. Yu Jong hands photos directly to Ura. She says these photos fell from those two men. They were secretly taken by Ura before. Of course Ura denies setting this up. Without proof, she won't admit anything. Yu Jong says she'll find evidence. But the security cameras weren't working. They recorded nothing. Then she remembers a car passed by earlier. Checking its dashcam footage, she finds the men's license plate number. With a friend's help she tracks them down. When she finds them, Yu Jong tells them directly, the man you beat up is DL Group's heir. The wife of DL Group is now hunting you down for revenge. The money you got isn't even enough to escape. Shouldn't you ask Ura for more money to run away? She even gives them Ura's address. Hearing this, the men think Yu Jong makes sense. They go straight to Ura. They demand more money, or else they'll expose everything. Little do they know Yu Jong secretly recorded everything. When Ura returns home, she sees Yu Jong there again. Before she can react, Madam plays the video Yu Jong just recorded. Wasn't this your doing? Beating up Cha Seo-jun and Han Yu Jong. Madam yells, get out. Get out right now. After being kicked out, Seo-jun and Yu Jong live happily together. Miri finds their lovey-dovey acts disgusting. The chairman and Madam feel the same. But what can they do? Their precious son loves her, so they pretend not to see it. But their happiness doesn't last long. Ura comes back. She says she's pregnant. Everyone is shocked by the news. That night, when they were drinking, Ura secretly drugged Seo-jun's drink. When he answered a call, Ura secretly put sleeping pills in Seo-jun's drink. Seo-jun can't remember anything about that night. Seeing Ura's determined look, Seo-jun feels completely helpless. Now getting a divorce won't be easy. But Yu Jong knows her sister Ura too well. She takes out a pregnancy test and asks Ura to take it right now. Ura sees how clever her sister is, so she shows her ultrasound report. But Yu Jong still insists on doing the test. Now Ura doesn't refuse. She goes to the bathroom. When she comes out, the test shows 2 lines, positive. But Yu Jong still doesn't believe it. She notices Ura took cold medicine. Pregnant women can't take cold medicine. She knows Ura must know this basic rule, since she's been pregnant before. So she goes to ask a doctor. The doctor says pregnant women must never take such medicine. Yu Jong brings the doctor home to examine Ura. Ura and the doctor go to a room. Seeing she can't lie anymore, Ura asks the doctor to leave. Then she awkwardly tells her mother-in-law she's not pregnant. This makes her mother-in-law furious. She orders Ura to get out immediately. Just as the mother-in-law turns to leave, Ura says a name, Seo Jisoo. Ura demands to know who Seo Jisoo really is. You actually tried to kill her. Ura secretly heard Madame Ju talking with Secretary Koo. She learned Madame Ju ordered Secretary Koo to kill Seo Jisoo 32 years ago. Ura says she has recorded everything threatened. Madame Ju agrees to keep Ura's fake pregnancy a secret. After sending Ura away, Ura returns to her room. She thinks this will help expose Seojun's weakness. She secretly placed a recorder in the study, but she found something much bigger. The recording reveals Madame Ju saying, if they had killed Seo Jisoo completely 32 years ago, this wouldn't have happened. Madame Ju is furious. She yells, Han Ura, you sneaky woman. That day Yu Jong visits Ura. She wants to talk things out, but she overhears Ura on the phone. Ura says, let's start the fake miscarriage plan. There's no baby anyway. I'll just roll down the stairs. It'll look like Cha Seojun pushed me during an argument. If I miscarry like that, Seojun will suffer from guilt. Then he'll never go back to Han Yujong. Then Yujong gives this recording to Cha Seojun. An angry Seojun finally realizes what a scheming woman Ura is. He immediately confronts Ura about it. He plays the recording for her. But Ura was prepared too. She plays her own recording. Now Seojun feels completely helpless. Turns out his mother once hired someone to commit murder. She actually did it and left evidence behind. Worse, the evidence is with this scheming woman. Under Ura's threats, he has to delete his recording. Ura discovers the recording was secretly made by Yujong. She secretly formats Yujong's phone. But Yujong's phone had many photos of her child. Yujong throws water in Ura's face. When she finds out, Ura shouts, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Yujong yells, Han Ura, you went too far. How could you do that? Ura snaps back. What did I do? So listen, don't mess with me. You think that fake pregnancy recording can threaten me? Yujong asks, you think deleting the recording ends this? She knows the truth. Ura asks, so what? Seojun won't come to you anyway. Wait, no, he can't come. Cha Seojun knows she's faking her pregnancy. Why has he stayed silent all this time? You used Cha Seojun to get revenge on me. Stop this now. Without Cha Seojun you can't do anything, right? Han Yujong says even without Cha Seojun, she can still destroy Han Ura. Han Ura says she's looking forward to it. First younger sister Yujong finds a reporter. She tells them Han Ura got married and had a child 6 years ago, then abandoned her husband and child. But the reporter isn't stupid. They need to ask Han Ura before publishing. Han Ura denies everything. Plus, Han Ura is a famous news anchor. The reporter naturally believes her. After the reporter leaves, Han Ura's smile instantly turns evil. She goes to find Han Yujong. She proudly says the story was stopped. But Han Yujong doesn't care. She says, you stopped the story today, but tomorrow we'll have DNA proof. You have a child proof. You gave birth. But Han Ura stays calm. Han Ura says, oh Han Yujong, you're being naughty again. If you keep this up you might lose something precious. Han Yujong says she's already lost everything. Ura asks back, is that so? But you found a nice spot for the child. The sunlight by the window is good. Watching the seasons change there. She probably never feels lonely. I wonder if she's still there now. Yujong panics and asks, did you hurt the child? So what? What can you do about it? Yujong screams, I'll tear you apart. That face of yours looks more punchable by the minute. Just as Yujong reaches her doorstep, the driver kidnaps her. Meanwhile, the driver tells Ura that Yujong was rescued. Hearing this news, Ura completely loses her mind. She thinks, not Cha Seojun. Could it be Yu Min-hyuk who saved her? Nothing ever goes right with this guy around. Cha Seojun arrives at the hospital and sees Yujong lying in bed. Yujong's body is sick, but Cha Seojun's heart is in pain. When he learns Ura caused this, he storms back home angrily. He immediately grabs Ura by the neck. Ura asks, what? Will you kill me too? Just like your mom did. Cha Seojun is shocked. Ura yells, have you forgotten what I have on you? Let dad hear it too. Cha Seojun quickly follows Ura to the living room. Afraid Ura will reveal everything. The wife is trembling with fear too. In the end, Ura still doesn't say anything. She just makes up a random excuse. Seojun follows Ura back to her room. Cha Seojun, she shouts. Do you understand the situation now? So stop messing around. Seojun is heartbroken. He never thought his mother could do something like this. It turns out 32 years ago, Whyun wanted to be with the chairman, so she ordered Secretary Koo to kill his true love. Jisoo survived the fall, but lost her memory. She can't remember anything, but the chairman must never find out. Yet Urra told Seojun everything. Hwayeon is furious. She slaps Urra hard across the face. How dare you tell Seojun? She yells that Urra says. Before your husband finds out. Let's get along. Hwayeon warns her. But slapping Urra makes her feel better. Online news spreads that Urra faked her pregnancy. TV hosts will do anything for attention. Even small rumors can become trending topics. Min-hyuk is clearly behind this. The chairman confronts Urra. What is this? He asks. Urra lies in response. She says these are just rumors. She recently went to the hospital with her mother-in-law for a checkup. The baby is perfectly healthy. Cha Seojun knows about this, but Cha Seojun doesn't believe her. Cha Seojun says he doesn't know anything. Urra is shocked. After going to Cha Seojun's office, Urra asks why he didn't help her. Don't you remember the recording I have? Aren't you afraid? The chairman will find out. But Cha Seojun stays very calm this time. He says, how do you know? That thing is still hidden there. Urra panics and rushes to check the recording. She thinks the recording is still there. Is he tricking me? Never mind. She needs to hide it somewhere else. When she gets home that night, the chairman asks when she's going for the hospital checkup. Urra hints her mother-in-law will go with her tomorrow. But Cha Seojun refuses to let his mother go. He tells Urra to go alone. Urra thinks, since they won't help her, she has no choice but to play the recording for everyone. She tells the chairman she has something interesting to play, but what plays is a popular song. It's even famous in Korea. Urra looks embarrassed at Cha Seojun. Cha Seojun had Secretary Koo watch Urra all along. They successfully find the recording and swap it. Urra gets so angry she starts jumping mad. As she leaves, her mother-in-law throws a basin of water at her, then grabs her hair and starts pulling violently. She orders Urra to get out, but Urra says, do you really think there's only one copy? Didn't I make backups? This makes Madame Ju hesitate to act. But this is just Urra's delaying tactic. She needs to handle things one by one. First, she finds a reporter. She gives her fake pregnancy test results, asking her to clear up the fake pregnancy rumors. Soon news spreads online confirming Urra is pregnant. Feeling smug, Urra goes to Yoo Min-hyuk to show off, but Min-hyuk says he'll slowly expose all her secrets. Urra doesn't take Min-hyuk seriously right now. Next, she plans to deal with her mother-in-law, though the recording is gone. Finding this woman, Seo Jisoo could still threaten Madame Ju. She could be useful for blackmail. Urra remembers when she brought coffee to the chairman, he seemed to be hiding some photos. So she sneaks into his room. She actually finds photos of Seo Jisoo. She tracks down Seo Jisoo, casually, mentions the chairman's name in front of her, but Jisoo shows no reaction. Then Urra accidentally spills water on Jisoo's skirt. She takes out a handkerchief with a flower embroidery and wipes her skirt. Seo Jisoo looks very surprised when she sees it. She stares at the handkerchief in a daze. This confirms to Urra that she is the chairman's first love. Meanwhile, Yoo Min-hyuk sees online reports proving Urra is really pregnant. He immediately sends someone to investigate the hospital. So Urra's happiness lasts less than half a day. News breaks online that the hospital took bribes to give fake medical reports. This includes a famous news anchor. Urra angrily shouts Yoo Min-hyuk's name. Then Urra goes to see her mother-in-law. She demands she give an interview to confirm Urra is really pregnant. But this time the mother-in-law is smarter. She asks Urra to show the recording before helping her. This shocks Urra on the spot. Seeing Urra's expression, the mother-in-law instantly understands Urra doesn't have the recording. So she yells at Urra to get out of the house. Urra then decides to try another trick, an indirect attack. Urra tells her mother-in-law a guest has arrived. When the mother-in-law sees it's Seo Jisoo, she freezes in shock. Seeing her mother-in-law's reaction, Urra knows she has complete control over her again. Then Secretary Koo tells Cha Seojun his mother gave an interview for Urra, confirming Urra is really pregnant. Cha Seojun angrily asks what happened. He confronts his mother and questions her. Why did she help Urra by giving that interview? But his mother tells him Urra found Seo Jisoo and even brought her to their house. Luckily your father wasn't home, otherwise your mother would have been kicked out. But Cha Seojun doesn't want his mother to keep being threatened by this scheming woman, so he takes her to the police station to confess. He's already consulted a lawyer. The incident from 30 years ago is past the statute of limitations, so she won't face any punishment. But Madam isn't afraid of punishment. She's afraid the chairman will kick her out when he finds out. She'd rather die than face that humiliation. She suddenly runs into the middle of the road. Cha Seo-jun sees his mother about to get hit by a car. Luckily, she just faints from shock. Back home, Madam thinks about what Cha Seo-jun told her. She realizes he's right. She can't keep letting Urra threaten her. So she goes to Secretary Koo. They need to investigate Urra's background again. How dare this young woman threaten an experienced schemer like me? The younger generation really surpasses the old. As Secretary Koo starts investigating, Urra immediately gets wind of it. She thinks, fine, if that's how you want to play, then don't blame me for being harsh. That day Urra invites Madame Ju out for dinner, but she is shocked when she sees the seating arrangement. The chairman and Seo Jisoo sit back to back. Urra warns her, this time they sit back to back, but if she keeps investigating behind her back, next time they'll sit face to face. But fate seems to play a joke on them. That day the chairman spots his first love, Seo Jisoo, in the elevator. But when he steps out she's gone. He returns to his office distracted. To his surprise his first love is there. But Seo Jisoo doesn't recognize him yet. When she sees him, she feels an unexplained pain. Tears start falling without warning. She suddenly faints. The chairman is confused. She looks exactly like Seo Jisoo. Why doesn't she recognize him? He wants to find out what's going on. He goes to the hospital. Seo Jisoo panics again when she sees him. As he moves closer, she backs away. She suddenly breaks down crying, then faints once more. The chairman later finds Yoo Min-hyuk. He asks if she is Seo Jisoo, but Yoo Min-hyuk tells him that's his aunt Yoon Soo-hee. But Yoo Min-hyuk tells him that's his aunt named Yoon Soo-hee, who had memory loss before. So she gets emotional easily. The chairman wonders how two people can look so alike. Later the chairman goes home, but can't find photos or embroidery of his first love. He panics immediately. He asks his wife if she touched his things, but his wife looks confused. Seeing the chairman desperately searching for the photos and embroidery, Urra gets nervous. To prevent him from suspecting her, she gives the photos and embroidery to his wife. Seeing the photos, his wife realizes her husband still loves his first love. She hides the photos. Next day, the chairman's sister cries to him after being forced to break up. She shows a handkerchief embroidered by Seo Jisoo. Seeing the unique pattern, the chairman freezes. This pattern is Seo Jisoo's special embroidery style that he becomes certain it's really her. To confirm his guess, he visits Seo Jisoo again and asks what violets symbolize. Seo Jisoo answers without hesitation that it means eternal love. Hearing this answer, the chairman becomes certain this person is indeed his first love Seo Jisoo, because violets were their special love token long ago. Only the two of them knew this meaning. But Seo Jisoo clearly tells the chairman she truly doesn't recognize him and can't remember who he is at all. The chairman feels heartbroken. Now the person he loves stands before him but doesn't know him. That day Seo Jisoo visits the photo studio to collect her daughter Gukwa's pictures. The owner immediately recognizes her. He returns photos she forgot there years ago. The photos show her happily hugging the chairman. Suddenly memories flood her mind. Following her memories, she goes to their old meeting spot. She sees the chairman playing the trumpet gracefully. Tears start falling without her realizing. Finally she remembers how important this man was in her life. Her husband, Cha Seo-jun, gives her a new phone. She's overjoyed. Little does she know Cha Seo-jun took her old phone. He found a specialist to recover the phone's deleted data. When the phone is restored, just as expected, he sees a child's birth certificate listing Lee Tae-pung as the father. The mother is Han Urra, so Urra was married and had a child. He remembers Yoo-jong urgently looking for Tae-pung 6 years ago, so he goes to Yoo-jong for clues. Yoo-jong is very surprised. She didn't expect Cha Seo-jun to know about this. She makes an excuse about same names and avoids the topic. Then Cha Seo-jun asks Urra to meet and plans to confront her. But Urra sees her father meeting with Secretary Koo. Her father turns out to be the helper Secretary Koo found back. Then Secretary Koo asks her father, "Did you take care of that child from before?" Her father's expression changes. He nervously says it's done. Then he quickly leaves. Urra asks her father what he talked about with Secretary Koo, but her father doesn't want to explain and walks away angry. Urra shouts, "Dad." Cha Seo-jun happens to hear this. Is this man really Urra's father? That day Cha Seo-jun asks Jisoo about work. He accidentally knocks over a family photo. The man in the photo is the dad who met with Urra. But why is Yoo-jong in this photo? Jisoo tells him, this is Yoo-jong's family photo. Cha Seo-jun is shocked. Are Yu-jong and Ura sisters? That day Ura is hospitalized for illness. Her mother comes to bring her porridge. Ura looks very confused. Her mother shows her phone and says, "Didn't you ask me to come?" Ura gets angry. She thinks Taepong did this again. She says angrily, "Taepong just won't leave me alone." Outside the door, Seo-jun hears Ura call that woman mom. He also hears Taepong's name. This makes him more sure they are sisters. Now he just needs to find out who this Taepong is at work. Seo-jun hears Min-hyuk and Yu-jong are going to a restaurant, so he brings Ura there too. They pretend to meet by chance and sit together. What will these four people with different thoughts talk about? Seo-jun says, "Han Ura, let's get divorced." Ura asks, "Are we talking about divorce again?" Seo-jun says she was married before and had a child. Ura denies it and says, "No, you're wrong." She says someone is lying about her. Again, Seo-jun asks Yu-jong, "What do you think? Why aren't you saying anything? Are you protecting your sister now?" He shouts, "You Min-hyuk, handle our divorce case." Min-hyuk says a professional lawyer should do it. Seo-jun says, "You know Han Ura well, so you should do it." Min-hyuk says he doesn't know Han Ura. Seo-jun asks, "How can you not know her?" He shouts, "Lee Taepong." Today, after learning all her lies, Cha Seo-jun finally loses his temper. But Ura still tries to make excuses. She claims Yu Min-hyuk forced her to do everything. But Cha Seo-jun isn't fooled. This time he shouts that after his mother died, she was the first to run away with money. "Since you only care about money, I'll give you 10 million. Sign the divorce papers right now." But Cha Seo-jun isn't thinking clearly here. DL Group is worth billions, offering just 10 million to make Ura leave. That's just wishful thinking. Ura's real goal is the entire DL Group, so she'll never sign those papers. She has to keep pretending. Ura begs, "I was wrong, Seo-jun. I love you, Seo-jun." Cha Seo-jun says he's done being patient. Don't test his patience anymore. He's reached his limit. Ura insists she won't get divorced. She doesn't want to leave Seo-jun. Cha Seo-jun yells, "Sign now." Ura feels very bitter. She won't divorce so easily. She tells her driver to investigate Cha Seo-jun and his mother. After some digging, the driver tells her rumors say the chairman was having an affair recently. There's also a photo from a small bar that Ura thinks her mother-in-law must be behind this. So he pretends to have left something in the car. He takes the car keys from the secretary and gets the dashcam footage. He finds something surprising. The recording shows her and Secretary Koo planning to kill Seo Ji-soo. This is just what she needed. She immediately gives the recording to Cha Seo-jun. She demands he withdraw the divorce papers. But Cha Seo-jun loses it. Is getting a divorce really this damn hard? He angrily confronts his mother. His mother is shocked. He knows about this. Turns out Madame Ju lured Seo Ji-soo to a construction site. She and Secretary Koo planned to kill her. They missed her head and attracted security instead. The recording is their conversation. While escaping, Cha Seo-jun feels completely helpless. He complains about finally finding a good reason. Now they've messed things up again and given others evidence. Last time was the same. I won't let it slide this time. He heads to the police station. Secretary Koo stops him at the entrance. After Secretary Koo's long persuasion, Cha Seo-jun finally holds back his anger. Now his divorce with Ura is delayed again. Then Yu Min-hyuk walks in. He tells him we can work together to drive Ura away. Then he'll resign and leave on his own cornered. Seo-jun has no choice but to agree. The next day Ura's fake degree scandal trends again, but she stays calm. She has proof of mother-in-law's murder plot. She confronts mother-in-law, demanding she clear her name, but mother-in-law throws down her family photo and birth records. Mother-in-law throws down her family photo and birth records. Mother-in-law scolds her. This isn't your only lie since joining our family. She's too disgusted to continue. How dare you look down on our family? You had a child before and still wanted to marry into our house. When mother-in-law learns her daughter-in-law had a child, before she investigates the man in the photo, the chairman storms in angrily. He confronts his wife about company rumors. You spread those rumors about my affair, didn't you? You also caused Jisoo's memory loss 32 years ago. Furious, the chairman leaves to find his first love. His wife chases after him, but she gets hit by a car and falls holding his wife of decades. The chairman panics. He rushes her to the hospital. The accident leaves her paralyzed below the waist. Seo-jun blames his father. Your selfishness caused mom's accident. How could you be so heartless? The chairman feels guilty about Madam. He decides to cut all ties with Seo Jisoo. He wants to forget their past feelings. But this was all part of Madam's plan. She wants the chairman to stay with her out of guilt. Secretary Koo tells Madam the man in the photo is Choi Jun-seo. He was confirmed dead recently, but his last calls were with Urra and Yoo Min-hyuk. Madam asks Yoo Min-hyuk about it, but he doesn't know much either. He only heard Choi fell off a cliff. Madam wonders about the cliff fall. She remembers that night Urra came back looking nervous. Her clothes were covered in dirt. Madam is sure Urra is involved. She confronts Urra directly. Urra, you've gone too far. Urra asks what she means. Madam says, no matter what, you shouldn't have killed him. You killed Choi Jun-seo. I never killed anyone. Madam says, stop lying. Get out of my house now. Finally, the scheming woman is gone. That wasn't easy. Feeling great, she suddenly stands up, but Urra sees everything. She can't help but admire how beautiful the dance moves are. So while Madam was dancing for just one song, Urra returns. She immediately knocks Madam to the ground. Urra says, stop pretending. Get up, Mom. You can stand up, can't you? Even I feel anxious watching this. Urra catches her in the act again one day when everyone is chatting together. Urra gives Madam a pair of shoes. Madam understands this is Urra mocking her and showing off her power. Urra then asks for Madam's conglomerate, since she's paralyzed from the waist down. No one is managing the business. Isn't this worrying? Before leaving, Urra reminds Madam, oh Mom, when it's just the two of us, you can walk around, no need to act. Why hide our true relationship? This makes Madam furious. She immediately calls Secretary Koo, saying, I can't stand Han Urra anymore. Now she even wants my conglomerate. We must deal with Han Urra right now. Find a hospital to lock her up in. But I want to say, Madam never learns her lesson. Urra secretly hears everything again. Urra thinks, they still want to lock me up in a hospital. I'll teach them a lesson. Urra picks up a cup of boiling hot tea. She accidentally spills it on Madame Ju's legs to pretend her legs are numb. Madame Ju leaves the room despite the pain. This makes Urra sigh in amazement. My mother-in-law is really good at acting. How can she bear this? Madame Ju finds a hospital to lock Urra in. In panic, she stands up to write down the address. Just then the chairman walks in. He sees Madame Ju standing. He realizes she faked paralysis to gain his sympathy. Angrily, he decides to divorce her. He drives to the police to report her for murder conspiracy. Madame Ju calls Secretary Koo to stop the chairman. But the chairman is too upset he won't listen to Secretary Koo. He speeds toward the police station, but he gets into a car accident. He ends up in the hospital. His first love, Seo Jisoo, comes to visit him. Madame Ju sees Seo Jisoo in the room. She loses control and throws cold water at her face. Then she orders Secretary Koo to kick her out. During the struggle, she pushes Jisoo down the stairs. Jisoo falls unconscious. Yoo-jong's dad sees Jisoo lying on the stairs. When Jisoo wakes up and sees him, she gets scared. Yoo-jong's father also recognizes this woman. It turns out Yoo-jong's father was the one who worked with Secretary Koo. They tried to kill Seo Jisoo together, but he had no choice. Back then he needed a lot of money. His young daughter, Urra, was very sick, so he got involved in this crime. But Yoo-jong's father is kind-hearted. He didn't kill Seo Jisoo. Instead, he saved her baby. He raised the child as his own. That child grew up to be Yoo-jong. Now the father finds Yoo-jong. He tells her the truth about her birth. Then he brings her to meet Seo Jisoo. After 30 years, mother and daughter finally reunite calm. Now Yoo-jong asks her mother, who is my real father? Seo Jisoo takes Yoo-jong to meet the chairman. But Madame Ju sees everything. Not only is the chairman's first love alive, now their child has been found too. Madame Ju is furious. She decides Yoo-jong mustn't inherit the family fortune. DL Group must go to Seo Jun. We must make the chairman sign a will now. Cha Seo Jun overhears this by chance. Shocked, Seo Jun says, Yoo-jong is my half-sister. Seo Jun is completely devastated by this news. Now it's time to deal with Urra. Madame Ju finds Urra and orders her to get out of the house immediately. Urra asks her mom, did you forget what evidence I have? Madame Ju says, the proof you used to threaten me only works if Seo Jun's dad is conscious. Urra says, Mom, then, if I report you. Madame Ju says, go ahead. Then I'll report you for killing Choi Jun-seo. Get out of my house right now. Kicked out, Urra returns to her parents' home. But everyone there drives her away too. Even her brother throws her luggage out. Now Urra has nowhere to go. But scheming. Urra hasn't given up. Yet she learns Madame Zhu planned the chairman's car accident. She sees this as her chance for a fresh start. So she invites the chairman's sister to meet. She plans to tell her the truth. Cha Miri tells Madame Zhu she's meeting Urra. Madame Zhu thinks Urra just won't disappear. Urra waits for Cha Miri to arrive, but instead Secretary Ku walks in. Urra asks, "Why are you here?" She shouts, "What are you doing? Let go, let go. Don't you know who I am? This crazy woman did too many bad things." Finally she gets locked up, but soon Yu Min-hyuk comes to see her. He first mocks Urra. He says the clothes Urra is wearing now suit her well. Then he tells her to turn herself in for giving false testimony against his mother before. Of course, his condition is to get Urra out of here. Urra has no other choice. She agrees to Yu Min-hyuk's demand. Urra goes to the police station. She tells the truth about what happened years ago. When she leaves the police station, she thinks she can start a new life now. Urra asks what's going on. This wasn't part of the deal. Yu Min-hyuk says he only promised to get her out, but not right away. Today Urra is shocked. She yells that he tricked her. "Let me out. Open the door now." Yu Min-hyuk's mother's name is cleared. But to punish the real culprit, Madame Zhu, they need more evidence. They don't have enough proof yet. Meanwhile, Madame Zhu finds out Yu Zhong is the chairman's daughter. She fears Yu Zhong will take DL Group from Cha Seo-jun. So she decides to make her son, Cha Seo-jun, the new chairman. Now, first she bans all visits to the chairman. Then she tells the doctor to give the chairman sleeping medicine. She can't let the chairman show any signs of waking up. But bad luck. The chairman hears everything while pretending to sleep. Now she just needs 3% more shares. Then she can control the shareholders meeting. And Urra happens to have exactly 3% of the shares. No choice. Madame Zhu has to find Urra. But Urra isn't stupid. First she wants to be released from here. Then she wants Madame Zhu's position as board chairperson. After thinking it over, Madame Zhu agrees to Urra's demands at the shareholders meeting next day. Just as they're about to remove the chairman from his position, the chairman returns. He's not seriously ill like Madame Zhu claimed. Madame Zhu is terrified now. Earlier, when Yu Min-hyuk visited the chairman, the bodyguard stopped him at the door. A nurse happened to come out of the room. Medicine fell on the floor. Yu Min-hyuk picks it up and sees the medicine. With his sharp mind, he quickly figures out what's happening. So he pretends to be medical staff. He kindly gives the bodyguard a drink. The bodyguard drinks it without thinking. Of course he passes out after drinking it. Seizing the chance, Yu Min-hyuk rescues the chairman. Now that the chairman appears before everyone, there's no need to continue this shareholders meeting. Madame Zhu storms into the office furious. She orders Secretary Ku to get rid of Yu Min-hyuk immediately. But what angers her even more is seeing the chairman and Seo Jisoo holding hands in the hospital room. Not wanting to let go for even a second, she confronts them right away. But to her shock, the chairman says, "Let's get divorced." Han Urra, the wealthy daughter-in-law, threatens her mother-in-law to leave the office and make space for her. But Madame Zhu won't give in to Urra's demands so easily. So Urra threatens to tell the chairman that Madame Zhu locked her in a mental hospital if she doesn't obey. After saying this, Urra walks out. Madame Zhu is left feeling helpless. She has no patience for this crazy woman anymore. She immediately calls Secretary Ku. "Secretary Ku," she shouts, "get rid of Han Urra right now." Urra, smiling, just gets back into her car when she almost gets killed. Luckily she honks the horn and attracts security, scaring off the attacker. She survives the attempt, but she's completely shaken. "Seriously, you still want me dead? I'll go tell the chairman everything about you." Urra visits the chairman in his hospital room. First she prepares her emotions. Just as she's about to start her talk show act, the chairman cuts her off. The chairman says, "That's enough, Urra." Urra gasps, "What? I don't want to hear your lies anymore." The chairman already knows she hid her marriage child and abandoned her family. Naturally he's not happy with her. He adds, "Yu Zhong is my daughter. Don't bother Yu Zhong anymore." This completely surprises her. Angry, she runs back home. She yells at her mother. "How can Yu Zhong be the chairman's daughter?" she demands. "Are you sure?" she asks. "I should be the rich heir." Hearing Urra's nonsense, her mom angrily throws a rag at her. Meanwhile, Madame Zhu learns Yu Min-hyuk reported her charity town corruption years ago. Only Taepung and his mom knew this. How did Yu Min-hyuk know? Taepung's mom died 6 years ago. Taepung disappeared. She orders Secretary Ku to check if Taepung returned. Urra happens to know Taepung's location. She goes to Madame Zhu as a trade deal. Madam promises to give her a vice director position as a reward. Urra says, "He's right, by your side." Madam asks what she means. Yoo Min-hyuk is actually Lee Tae-pung. Madam is shocked by this news. This Yoo Min-hyuk turns out to be Lee Tae-pung, and he's been in the company for so long. She had no idea what has he been investigating behind her back. But Urra has her own plan. She now wants to tell Yoo Min-hyuk about Madam's past murder and how she framed Yoo Min-hyuk's mother for it. She hopes he'll find evidence to put Madam in prison. Then her director position will be secure. But unexpectedly, she follows Yoo Min-hyuk and sees someone who should be dead. That's right, it's Choi Jun-seo. Earlier Yoo Min-hyuk worried Urra might do something extreme, so he gave Choi Jun-seo a tracker. After Urra pushed Choi Jun-seo off the cliff, Yoo Min-hyuk followed the tracker and found him. He saved him. To make Urra believe Choi Jun-seo was dead, he took Choi Jun-seo's watch, then used another body to pretend it was Choi Jun-seo. Now Choi Jun-seo has woken up. Actually, his shirt button had a hidden camera. It must have recorded everything. But now the shirt is missing. Urra is very surprised. Choi Jun-seo is actually alive, and he left evidence behind. The top priority is to make sure he doesn't stay alive. So she finds the driver. She tells him to kill Choi Jun-seo. Then she goes to Madam. She asks why she hasn't dealt with Yoo Min-hyuk yet. But Madam has her own problems. She has no time for Urra. So she makes up an excuse and sends her away because Secretary Koo has been arrested. Yoo Min-hyuk found proof that Secretary Koo killed his mother. Madam worries Secretary Koo might tell the police about her. Then she gets a call from Secretary Koo. Secretary Koo says, "Don't worry, I'll take all the blame." Two equally cunning women. They used to be enemies. Now they have a common enemy, someone who wants to put them both in jail. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they decide to work together for now. They team up. Urra says, "Let me work for you." "Okay, as long as you deal with Yoo Min-hyuk, I'll support you." Meanwhile, the driver reaches Choi Jun-seo's hospital room. Just as he's about to act, the police catch him. The all-capable driver's story ends here. Meanwhile, Yoo Min-hyuk has found Choi Jun-seo's recording. While waiting at a red light on his way to the police station, Urra spots him. She thinks this can't happen. She must stop him from reaching the police station. As Yoo Min-hyuk crosses the pedestrian lane, Urra steps on the gas and hits him, but Cha Seo-jun jumps in to block the car. After being taken to the hospital, Cha Seo-jun doesn't survive. Cha Seo-jun is the most tragic character in the whole show. He loved his dream girl for over 50 episodes, only to discover she's actually his sister, and the brother he trusted most was just using him from the start. Only after his death do people realize how important his character was. Meanwhile, Urra hides in a cheap motel, too scared to show her face. She's now a wanted criminal. Just then the phone rings. It's a call demanding she pay the room fee, but she only has a few coins left. She can't use her cards. She desperately needs to escape. She'd even go to a war zone right now, with no options left. She calls her mother for help. Her mother knows about her crimes, but pretends to agree to help. When the mother meets Urra, her mother asks if she has eaten and if she's been doing okay. But Urra doesn't care about that. She just asks if her mother brought the money. The police shout, "Urra, you're suspected of murdering Lee Tae-pung and helping Cha Seo-jun escape." Urra yells, "Let me go." She keeps calling for her mom at the police station. Urra admits she wanted to kill someone, but she says Madam Ju made her do it. Of course Madam Ju denies everything. When Yoo Min-hyuk plays the recording, Madam Ju has nothing to say. She gets taken away. Now all the bad people are caught in court. Yoo Min-hyuk accuses them. Madam Ju and Urra blame each other. Yoo Min-hyuk also reopens his mother's case. Facing Yoo Min-hyuk's evidence, they can't defend themselves. But Secretary Koo takes all the blame. When Yoo Min-hyuk can't accuse Madam Ju, Seo Ji-soo finds her husband's phone. It has a recording from the crime scene. Now the evidence is clear. Madam Ju can't lie anymore. Both get life sentences in prison. But their punishment isn't over. Madam Ju loses her mind after her son's death. She loses her mind from the shock. Urra is diagnosed with leukemia, but no one wants to donate bone marrow to her. She can only wait to die in prison. We wonder if she ever thinks about her dead child. Now everyone else gets a happy ending. Seo Ji-soo and the chairman start a happy family. Yoo Min-hyuk kneels on one knee to propose to Yoo Jong the end. Thank you for watching. See you in the next drama.